delivering the best.
GMGT big, 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 where the culture lives. Big, big, vibes big, big, big. GMGT, oh, it is what it is. Smartin.
Good music, good times. With another long stretch of today's hottest hits and your all-time favorites.
GMGT big, 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 where the culture lives. Big, big, vibes big, big, big. GMGT, oh, it is what it is. Smartin.
love to see the people jumping up in the sun. I love to see
Yeah.
the people love to see the people them now waving them hand and hand, waving up their hand and then move it unison. Everybody.
Oh Lord.
Come let me dance. Come let me dance. Engoma, 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 Engoma. We have Caribbean unity.
Are you ready? On the road is fancy and bra for the carnival. Girls jumping in fancy and bra for the festival. Everywhere is fancy and bra for the carnival. Girls riding in fancy and bra for the festival.
Anything you want, boy, you could get it for anything you need.
Good day.
If you want your birth certificate.
This is Sunday Mischief. I am your host, NIVA, alongside DJ TRIGS on the ones and twos right now. We also have DJ Young Blue in the building, DJ Majestic, and we have a special guest today. It's a celebrity. It's a surprise.
Society. We living in the fuck society. Society. We living in the fuck society.
How are you guys doing on this beautiful Sunday? What's on the lunch menu today? Shout out to everybody also listening on Mixcloud. Shout out to my baby love, Soca Lover, Tracy, and I see you, baby. Hi, Berthel.
Not taking no chance, so check if your foot walking, your waist walking, your neck walking. Well, if it walking, girl, start to wind back on it, wind back on it, wind back on it. Tell her where you roll, jump on it, roll, jump on it, roll, jump on it. Tell her where you wind back. Hey, I want you to roll back. How will you taste out the body, girl? Tell me now if I'm ready, girl. Give me jam. Someone like to hold on, someone on the break.
Listen to all my boys saying, huh? This is a true story right here. If you don't want to go down low, where you going? Down low where?
The attitude, how the DJ do, it's like you fall in love with every tune. My attention now belongs to you. I want to invade your solitude.
Your whining body have me. Your wine unorthodox Italian, extraterrestrial. It hypnotizing.
A special happy birthday goes out to Jamari. Happy birthday, baby. Hope your moms make it a great one for you today. And I hope you get a lot of gifts today, baby. Just be of yourself and, happy birthday again.
My girl, come wine on somebody, girl. Wine up on somebody, girl. Come shoot on somebody, girl. Shoot up on somebody, girl. Come fling on somebody, girl. Fling up on somebody.
Shout out to Eden locked in on the Facebook Live as well. Big up to our Matrinis outside there.
Drop. Well, look for you, the job, and come and feel my walk, play a job. Real bad man, never no fish. Remember me say, we not sell out, you forget it, you want to them day. Girl, you not pass through, tell my life. Remember me say, we are holding firm until the day you want to them day. Jump and already, getting on in the ball. Jump and already, nobody getting out to no man. Man, I wine and girl, I wine up on man. And this is how we just get on the road or in the session. No man in the back of me and I'm watching man. You'll bet touching toes, people put walk on that. No man in the back of me and I'm watching man. You'll bet touching toes, people put walk on that.
I went to your party, I bounce up a shawty and she like to fed. Yeah, she love to fed. The girl is a hardy. If you see the
Shout out to all the Sagittarius,
wet,
all my Sag people.
no, she move to the rhythm. When she hear this song at the stage, shake it up and she bang real. I love it, make any old man feel.
I say the best part of the road, best part of the street. When the mask on them make us stop, and she whine and give me a love it. Girls, 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 all over the place. Girls, 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 take over Madame Juve. Girls, 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 that's why the job must play. Raising down and blocking up, ready for Juve. 200 pound a chain. I say we dragging that, the biggest band with the most woman. You know we up in that, go ahead and a big big horn. Yes, we portray that. I know the job them agree with me. When you hear him and sing and say, best part of the road, best part of the street. When the map and them make us stop, she whine and give me a love it. Best part of the road, best part of the street. When the truck man just make us stop, we jam in a station there. Walking away, whining away. If you say the kind of thing them do, you ain't in right out.
Make the girl them say, huh? Aye, aye, aye. You ready? Come on, girls. Let me go say tick tock, 6:30 like tick-tock. Westline like a disc truck. Bum big like trailer truck. Yeah, tick-tock, 6:30 like tick-tock. Westline like a disc truck. Bum big like trailer truck. Go down with it like a submarine. Push it back, one ball I'm in. Make it spin like a shilling. Vibrate like when phone ringing. Now bring it up and wind one spot. Open that like a shop. Behind you, full of stock. You already start. Girl, not to stop. So when you wind your back and you push it back, you know we getting on dirty. Girl, touch your toes. Next thing you know, what time is it? 6:30. Cause you had the maddest wine and tonight that wine is mine. So follow simple instruction. Yeah, I am pretty. Have your on lockdown, my girl. Tick-tock, 6:30 like tick-tock. Waistline like a disc truck. Bum big like trailer truck. Get in the van, push up your hand. Every woman, wine for the man. Turn up the king, that is the plan. Play down the way we land. We got them. When we land, trouble start. When we land, trouble start. When we land, trouble start. Drinks and girls and money and fun cars. When we land, trouble start. When we land, trouble start. When we land, trouble start. Get mad and shout up the thing like hey, 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 put up over your hand and get on by the deep people place like hey, so down, go down. You got to go down, go down. Boom to the go down, wind down. How we think you keep our wine and you for so long. But wait, girl, slow down. That is a wine that you give me, make me feel drunk. Is it your mother? Is it your father? Is it? Girl, tell me where you get all that bad behavior. Come to the left. You see the girl, you're whining low to the ground like go down. You see, you go down, make the bumper. Come to the left. Go down, wind down. How we think you keep our wine and you for so long. But wait, girl, slow down. That is a wine that you give me, make me feel drunk. Is it your mother? Is it your father? Is it? Girl, tell me where you get all that bad behavior. Sweat dripping water, whining like fire. Is when
Shout out to my bestie Kai, all the way locked in from Grenada.
sit down and go down, 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 sit down and go down.
Ladies, you know what I mean. Yes, go down. Girl, come with it. Girl, come with it. I love the way you move. Come with it. Girl, come with it. Girl, don't let me choose. Come with it. Girl, come with it. I love the way you ride. Come with it. Girl, come with it. Follow me up, my guys. One is a chick.
Don't forget to share the live, guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Sunday Mischief is on.
Piece of bread. Come, let's try make a circle. Grab a bumper, grab.
This is GMGT, where the culture lives.
Come with it. Girl, come with it.
Girl bend down for the go down for the when you whine is that I like bumper cause you fight rolling day and night move that side to side move that left to right you could be black or white you have a Coca-Cola shape but girl you taste like Sprite okay when I give you this that make you say when they think this is so good you looking at me and say all my kids are big up everybody does I just buy a ring light frustrated don't can't take it my girl tie oh if they no okay good put a ring on it don't sleep on it put a ring on it oh if they no okay good put a ring on it don't sleep on it put a ring on it so buy a ring at SNS buy a ring at Wings of Love buy a ring at Diamond Girl buy a ring at Daywalk Mall cause girl you are walking trophy a walking trophy girl a walking trophy that way you bubble it cause girl you are walking trophy a walking trophy girl you are walking trophy that way you bubble it
DJ Trigs, you're gonna big up from Tracy, and she say you look like you had a real good night last night, yeah? He's in his prime right now, he can't even hear me. Somebody said that you look like you had a very good night last night. You wake up with some power today. Happy birthday, Jamari.
The party lit. The party lit. The party lit. The party turn up. The party lit. Every girl and over. 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 Every girl. Girl, I want you push back, push it back, push back to me. I want you push back, push it back, push back on me now. I want you push back, push it back, push back to me. I want you push back, push it back. Girl, come wind up on me body. I want you wind up on me body. Baby, come wind up on me body. I want you wind up on me body. Yo. Girl, wind up on it and wind up on it and. Girl, wind up on it and wind up on it and. Girl, wind up on it and wind up on it and. Girl, wind up on it and. You got love again. Time to make a movie. Say you got love again. Let we make a movie. You got love again. Time to make a movie. Say you got love again. 1, 2, 3, action. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Show time. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Show time. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Show time. Bend over, bend over. Give me the blockbuster. No, don't put it wrong, 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 put it wrong. Show time. Put it wrong, 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 put it wrong. Show time. Put it wrong, 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 put it wrong. Show time. Put it wrong, put it wrong, put it wrong, put it wrong. Take out your camera, put on your flash, make them get lost. Them ain't no match, and when you pass through, them have to watch. 'Cause when you ride them, make up your face and frown. Show them you run town. Make up your face and frown. Show them you run town. Make up your face and frown. Drop down on the ground. Make up your face and frown. Lord, hey you got love again. Time to make a movie. Say you got love again. Let we make a movie. You got love again. Time to make a movie. Say you got love again. 1, 2, 3, action. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Show time. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Show time. Bend over, bend over, bend over. Show time. Bend over, bend over.
This is Sunday Mischief, guys. You already know. I am your host, NIVA, alongside DJ TRIGS, DJ Majestic, DJ Young Blue, and we also have a special guest in the building. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hey everybody, I'm Sonia, better known as Wild and Holy.
Wild and Holy, Sonia.
Morning. Good afternoon. For those that are educated enough to know that it is 12:25. Good afternoon to those.
Listen, the time push forward, so you understand? It's really 11 o'clock somewhere.
Or you could just be Trinidadian and always being late.
Yeah,
that
always.
means that early, Jen.
Always.
That means that early.
I mean, he is Trinidadian.
Triggs, don't listen to NIVA this morning, eh? But you have some interesting comments on the
yes, you have some interesting comments.
Interesting how was spicy, brother.
People are actually saying that you're not actually playing, but you're playing someone else's mix.
Wow.
DJ Volcanic Mix said that. Volcanic Movement said that. It wasn't me. It was
people asking.
That kind of hurt my feelings.
People asking what kind of night you had last night, Jay?
I had a good night. I had a great night.
It looks so clean.
Somebody got wings.
But
wait. Let me see some. Is that a tear coming out?
Yes, that
is. He's always tearing up.
I'm always tearing up because whenever NIVA is like, onion get close to your eye. that's NIVA for me. Right?
My presence is that strong.
She likes seasoning.
My presence is that strong. Okay, guys, we have a very interesting topic for you today.
First, let me introduce Rylan Hulina.
Oh,
let me introduce
my bad. Didn't I just do that?
I thought that happened too.
Let me introduce you properly now.
All right, go ahead, Madge.
So, she's a faithful listener who decided to jump on your side because since we was coming all over your back last week now.
Yeah, pause.
That's what she said.
Pause.
That's not what I said.
No, not you. That's what NIVA said. NIVA said we always coming on she back. We always coming for she.
You don't want to rephrase that?
Nah, that's what the woman said. I'll play back the video. That's when we paused. She like about 5 times. But so Wild and Holy came to support NIVA in her quest to
balance
devour
the scales. That's never gonna happen,
There's just a lot of testosterone here, so I came to support.
Facts.
I felt like it was a need for it, and I'm always willing to serve the people. So
exactly,
I
agree.
Here to also defend the gender.
Yeah,
that's Wild and Holy.
That's what it sounded like.
You got your hands
Very
full.
interesting name, but listen, I really do want to know how you came up with that name, the Wild and Holy, because it sounds crazy. Like it's like your mind will go thinking once you hear Wild and Holy. Okay,
she's a church girl. That's all that need to be said.
Well, you said most church girls are wild.
Exactly.
They do the same ones in the club on Saturday
and church on
backing
Sunday.
it up.
No, but I'm always representing God and His people. So,
okay, yeah.
Yes.
You know who will go perfect with that?
Look,
you know who will go perfect with
that? The Lord is in the club at the at the Lord is everywhere. So when
the Lord's work.
Oh my God! Good morning, Glenda. By the way, she will go perfect with Glenda.
We have to call Glenda next. Yes.
Yeah, I felt like we had to call Glenda.
Come on.
Anyway, guys, topic for today is okay. Let me give this scenario. Okay, like me, I'm a Capricorn, right? And I've dated Sagittariuses. Can I say that? Is that a word?
Sagittariuses? I believe that is not a word. But go ahead.
Anyway, Sagittarius
the Grenadian dictionary.
Grenadian
have a Webster's dictionary too?
Yes, we do. Cool. Yeah, Urban Dictionary. Anyways, I am a Capricorn, as everybody know, and I've dated Sagittarius, people who are Sagittarius, and to me, I felt like dating one Sagittarius is enough for me. I'm canceling the entire Sagittarius horoscope.
So it's a deal breaker. If I understand what you're saying, it's a deal breaker if he's a Sag.
Yeah.
Because of one person mash it up for the whole rest of
the entire sign, yeah.
Wow.
So the Lord sent you somebody who is from the Sagittarius sign.
Yeah.
And you telling the Lord, no, send this back.
Yeah, return to sender.
Wow.
So
I'm stamping it.
On for his life. This is a man of value.
He's a man.
We always talk about men of value.
Right.
He's a man of value?
Yes.
That's right.
No, I don't believe so.
So
I don't believe he is a man of value. He probably have his certain things that he contains has value in it, but I don't feel like he is a man of value.
Because he's a Sag.
Because he's a Sagittarius,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
I've had some moments with
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
With with the mischief.
Look,
the mistress
of
deception.
You guys go ahead, man. I'm gonna wait.
DJ Hurricane says that he actually agrees with me, so he cancels the entire sign as well.
Wow.
I think everybody has a sign that they cancel, though, right?
Yes.
Before we get to the different signs, does everybody feel this way about Sag?
No.
No.
I got a good connection with Sagittarius.
All right.
Who said the AC off?
And they're real good people, but I've only dated one, and we're still friends to this day.
Right.
But Scorpios, I've never.
So you cancel out Scorpio.
I cancel all Scorpios.
You see what I'm saying?
Come and chase me.
It wasn't just me.
But when they tell me, I'll talk to somebody, and once they tell me they're a Scorpio, I raise my eyebrow and I give it they get one time to say something weird, and I'm like, see, this is why I knew.
Wow.
So I don't.
Wow.
This is after having dated seriously 2 Scorpios. Maybe
So two of them just mash it up for the whole sign?
Yes. They all come out the same way. And this is Scorpio men. I have friends that are Scorpio women. They go, the men though?
Toxic.
So wait.
Toxic.
Ix's Black is saying, if this is going where I think this is going, long live savage Scorpios.
That's exactly, because they're savage. They savage for no reason. They go off too quick.
She says they're the right kind of nasty.
Oh.
Wow.
That's on a different type of level right there.
That's a different story. I'm not going to dispute that.
According from the Miss Cloud chat, it sounds like a lot of people are just cutting off signs because of one person.
Yes.
See, that's I'm saying more than one person. It's not just one for me, because I wouldn't want to do that. I'm an Aries. I know we get a lot. We get a lot.
That's why I know that like shit.
We get a lot of hate.
Give my bounce again.
No, stop bouncing. Hey.
Because of that, I don't try to cut it off because of one person, but I give it a little bit of time. But from when they say they're Scorpio, they already getting the side eye from me.
Is a dub.
So, Mr. Triggs, do you first off, do you subscribe
to the one
to the sign cancel culture?
Yeah, yo.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
But you got to get it from experience, right? So I didn't know that me and Leo didn't. I'm Cancer, right?
Yeah.
Cancer and Leo is not a good mix. Cancer men and Leo women in general, right? Because when you do the sign thing, you have to factor in gender too, right? So the compatibility could work one way, but not the other way, right? So yeah, I'm canceling all Leos.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Majestic. I don't know. Like, wow.
No, I'm not canceling signs. No, I do not lick the gift horse in the mouth, brother. You understand?
Huh?
I do not look gift horses in the mouth. You know, if you're from a sign and we just don't work out, that's just me and you. We just didn't work out, not the whole sign.
Well, what if you had this repeatedly happen
with
the same sign?
The same thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just with the same sign. So you telling me you don't have no problem with no signs whatsoever?
No, I have problems with people, not signs.
I knew why we sit on the side for a reason. I have a problem with people, not signs. Now why we're going to sit over here. It makes so much sense now, yo.
I have a problem with people, not signs. I'm sorry. Listen, signs do have characteristics, but just because a sign has a characteristic doesn't mean you and that characteristic is not going to gel. You understand? So, like, if I date somebody from... They would say normally the two signs are never supposed to get together, right? Because you're just going to cancel out each other. And sometimes it works. I've dated other Aries and we get along great. I've dated some Aries and it's like, oh, horrible. Jeez. We just said we say the only same sign.
Yeah, but I'm a Taurus.
You just couldn't make the Aries.
But as you know, there's certain, that's what I'm saying, there's certain Aries.
See what she said? You just couldn't make the Aries camp. You were born a little too late.
I'm right.
Shout out to all the Aries in the group. A lot of Aries in here too.
Yes, we are the
Shout out
best.
to everybody at Mixcloud.
We the best.
We get it in during the summer. That's why we got so many Aries. They get it in there.
Like DJ Khaled said, we the best.
I don't know about that, but anyways, moving along.
Yeah, I don't cancel any signs, but I do raise an eyebrow when I hear where they're from. Because you're right. There's certain characteristics, but it's not only women, it's just men and women.
Yeah.
Because typically Aries are stubborn as well as Taurus are stubborn. But to me, I feel like Taurus are a little bit more subtle with their stubbornness, depending on the Aries. There's some that I know that they don't mind looking for problems, even when there are no problems to be around. So it's just kind of like, yeah, that's the Aries. Other one that I raise my eye to Capricorns.
Blue, I don't know if you know Soca Lover.
No, I don't.
But the woman asks if he is a Taurus, and then followed behind that, what sorcery is this?
To what she's counteracting? The fact that Taurus are stubborn?
I don't know, but you might have to.
Because Taurus, I gotta admit, Taurus is stubborn. Just not as much as Aries.
But stubbornness doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not stubborn, but I also look at stubbornness as determination. Because I'm stubborn, there's been times when I've wanted to quit and I have not because I'm stubborn, and I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna make sure I get this done. So it can be a good or a bad thing. As an Aries, I speak for my people that there are also a difference between early month Aries,
that's true,
and late month Aries. And so I feel like, again, that's a people thing. I don't necessarily look at that as an Aries thing. But with the Scorpios, they consistently have come up as people who they are mad wishy-washy. They hot, they cold, they hot, they cold, and I can't rock with that. And so that's why I'm like you said, I raised an eyebrow. I can't do that.
Though.
Scorpio men, and then the savage piece that somebody mentioned earlier. When they're cold, they become very savage. They don't care about how they burn you. They don't care if they have an actual reason for doing it either. They just be going in.
Sound like women to me.
Wow. Shots have been fired, and it's so early. This is just the first session.
Early Aries, you're talking about March Aries, right?
I feel like, because I'm April 9th, so I just feel like.
See, I'm not. Listen, the 13th girl, bounce day.
But that's what I mean. Like early Aries, I feel like they're a little bit more chill versus like late in April Aries. I find they could be like that too. They could be real to their detriment. They stubborn to their detriment.
Because they might be Taurus.
No. So on that note, let me read what's in here though.
DJ,
so Shelly Thunder said, I dated a Cancer once. I'm good on Cancer.
What is her sign though? Can we ask her?
Shelly, what's your sign? So X is Black says that's true about Taurus. Taurus are very stubborn but sweet as pie. I'm just saying. But when you buck up with a Taurus and an Aries, the stubbornness, the different levels of stubbornness.
Right. It's all about compatibility, right?
Creates issues sometimes.
And I think it's also about maturity, right? Because regardless of whatever sign you are, each or whatever person you are, they're going to have great things about you and they're going to have not so great things about you. Like I said, for me, I could be a very stubborn person, but I've grown and I've had experience to give me the space to say I'm much more mature now, so I know how to manage my stubbornness. So the same thing for a Scorpio or a Taurus. You should be mature enough to understand these are my weaknesses and I know I have to manage them in a certain type of way. Versus that's just how I am. You're just going to have to be ready to deal with that. Like, that's not cool.
So X says, if a Scorpio treated you like that, it's because you triggered something or you're trying to control them. Gotta leave Scorpios. You gotta leave them and let them come back to you. So
leave them.
That's the trick.
Wow. Just leave them.
That's a trick.
That's where the story ends.
I don't feel like I ever dated a Scorpio though.
I don't.
They can be real savage. Like if they, whether you did something or not, if they do feel triggered, they go off.
It's go time.
Yeah.
Sound like a Sagittarius to me.
I don't know. But
Sagittarius.
No. We still gotta.
Still rolling.
Somehow, right?
Why are you trying to cut this short?
Somehow.
I'm trying to shut down this Aries connection thing.
No.
Listen, somehow I find Trigs kind of quiet. You're extremely quiet on this topic right now.
I'm trying to, get things ready for the next segment.
No, I don't like this.
He seems like he cut off a couple of signs.
Yes, he has, and he just don't want to say nothing about it because he probably might get backlash later or something.
I already spoke my truth. I said Leo is the only sign that I'm not really that compatible.
Watch out of my hole in his heart when
right?
you talk about Leo.
Close to the chest.
This heart burning up right now.
We cannot be in a relationship because it's just too. I'm a very practical person and I like to plan everything out.
What are you, Trey?
And I'm a Cancer.
Okay, this is
right. And sometimes they just like to do stuff, right? Just get up and go buy a car.
What?
Who does that?
How do you do this?
Who does Leo?
It's not in the spreadsheet.
Right? So that's what happened to you.
Right?
So that's what happened to you.
I don't want to.
That is what happened to you.
You're bringing back very painful memories for me, right?
I'll make him cry.
My eyes are tearing up. You got any hard dough bread over there, Kareem? I need
hard dough bread.
Man, look at comfort food. Yo.
Kai says, I wonder which Leo that break his heart. Kai says, I wonder which Leo that break his heart. Don't worry, you haven't met the best Leos as yet.
She sound like she said.
And the thing is, I've met a lot of Leos, so I don't know what she's talking about, right? I've done the research. The research has been done, right? This is years of research, and you know, we use a little baseline group too, and everything points to me not being with Leos.
So X is Black says nothing negative about Aquarius. I don't think.
When is Aquarius again?
Like February, late January, early February. Aquarius is.
Yeah, I don't have enough research on them.
I don't like them either, but I ain't cutting them off.
Why?
I don't like them either, but I ain't cutting them off.
Why? Why don't you not like them?
A bad experience. A Tricks kind of experience.
Okay, well
hey,
can you
got triggered?
Stop brushing over it, son.
Are you willing to share?
A Tricks kind of. Let me just say, if I ever see this. What we talking about? Aquarius?
Said
this Aquarius.
You don't even remember the sign, yo.
Aquarian?
He's so angry.
Yeah, if I see that and the burning in the street, I ain't even been on them.
Wow.
Oh man.
But you would still date another Aquarius.
Yeah, because again, I don't cut off signs. I cut off people.
So you would let that person, that specific person, burn in the street.
I would walk that person in a fat, look them in the eye at the bar. What's going on, Jack?
And that's it.
Yes. I forget you long time.
So you can't even be friends with her.
And that describes Aries to the T, right?
No.
That is true.
That's an Aries move.
I'll be like, I will cut you out, and I'll just be like, I gotta go along with my life. I'm gonna need to move on. I see you, and I don't see you.
Yeah. So here's how wicked I is.
I am a savage. I don't see you, period.
Here's how wicked I is. I will speak to her friend and not her. And they will be standing right next to each other.
Right. That is the pettiness of Aries.
No.
This is why.
Why does that have to be petty, though?
Because it is.
I'm trying to protect my peace.
That is
and
petty.
if I engage with you, you're going to take me to a place that I want to go.
Did you hear? All right, listen to the scenario.
Peace.
You are in a party.
Yes.
You go to the bar.
Yes.
You see Target.
Yes.
And Target is with her friends. Yes. You ignore Target and acknowledge the other
Everybody
friends
else.
and order your drink.
Yes.
That is the definition of pettiness.
Yes.
Well, I would give a greeting for hello everybody.
No.
And then I would go about my business.
But see, that's a managed petty. That's a managed
I said
petty.
I've matured.
You're right, but that's why I'm giving you the props. It's a managed petty.
39-year-old mage is not managing no thing.
Tracy Ann says that she actually agrees with you.
Exactly. If I see you in a fight, I watching you. Hey, what NIVA? How things good? I am not even acknowledging
the
that
side eye that y'all didn't see just now. He gives the side eye to the target he's not acknowledging to keep speaking to the friend.
Right.
That's pettiness.
It's petty.
Yes.
That's Aries.
Protect your peace, brother.
Yes.
Protect your petty. That's what
I
you
want
should
you
say.
to know.
Protect your petty, brother.
I
That's
want
what
you
it
to
should
know.
be.
Yes, I want you to know I saw you.
Miss Hamilton says Libras thumbs down. Multiple thumbs down.
Wow.
I don't like. Maybe I just don't be out in the streets like this. Maybe I should start taking applications to meet these different signs. Like, yo, for this month,
Libra.
all I want to meet are Libras, so I can get this research to
Right.
say.
Because if you don't have the research, you can't make a judgment, man.
But
So
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't judge. The only thing I can go off is I know Capricorns. Capricorns love them to death, but they
Oh my
do
God.
quirky stuff.
Oh, I feel so special.
Quirky stuff.
Except he meant to put it.
It
Except
seems like
I mean,
a
we
sign
all
trait
can
is
be
that
good.
they're real gullible as well. Look at this one.
Oh my God.
Look at my bangs.
I feel so special.
Tricks is foul. I don't. Yeah, Capricorns love them to death, but always got to take my experience when dealing with them and just kind of recognize like that's a Capricorn thing right there, yo. Don't be too mad. It's just in their nature.
It's just you can't blame us. It just comes with being a Capricorn. Can't blame us whatsoever. Okay, guys, we're gonna get back into some music and then we'll be back with another topic. This is Sunday Mischief. I am your host NIVA alongside DJ TRIGS, DJ Young Blue, DJ Majestic, and we also have Holy.
Wild Holy.
Wild Holy in the
Can't
building
one
as
without
well.
the other.
Wild Holy.
We got bam bam beat. I give you melody, make the bam bam beat. I give you melody, make the song so sweet. You can come on with me, oh.
Got the soul, just when the world's saying they got no hope, here comes the love. We got audio. We flying high, superhero. That's on my chest with my Marilyn Monroe. Feel like a star. We got audio.
Make the bam bam beat, I'll give you melody. Make the bam bam beat, I'll give you melody. Make the song so sweet, you gon' come on with me, oh. Make it go. Make the bam bam beat, I'll give you melody. Make the bam bam beat, I'll give you melody. Make the song so sweet, you gon' come on with me, oh.
Oh Lord.
Saturday night in the summer, sundown and they all come out. Lamborghinis and they rented Hummers. The party's on, so they're heading downtown. Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle, I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well, 'cause we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. Yeah. Stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become beautiful people. Top designer clothes, front row fashion shows. What you do and who'd you know? Inside the world of beautiful people. Champagne and roll up nose, prenups and broken homes. Surrounded but still alone. Let's leave the party. That's not who.
Last night and we made it nowhere. Now I see stars in your eyes when we're halfway there. I'm not fazed by all the lights and flashy cameras, 'cause with my arms around you, there's no need to care. We don't fit in well, we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation here. You look stunning, so don't ask that question here. This is just my only fear, that we become
beautiful people. Top designer clothes, front row fashion shows. What you do and who'd you know? Inside the world of beautiful people. Champagne and roll up nose, prenups and broken homes. Surrounded but still alone.
If I want him, he hate a fern killer. Me no believe in a fern killer. Family, and me say family. Me love me family, them to me heart. Me would dare one of them. Real killy dead to the end, dead from me start. Me real better them. 'Cause them no know when we a buy 3 sardines and the 1 pound of rice from shop. And them no know when we a get chased by cops and them can drop. And all the woman make it now. Me know how struggle feel. And me know all of them. And me know how real now make them treat me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. And me no left, my God. Can't trick me and kill me. No way, you must see mad. Life are the greatest thing that me no left. And me no left, my God.
skiller than MacGyver. And when them think me with a dead for younger, me survivor. Pass a life. Some people loud forward in your life to make you stress. The devil must send them to take your happiness. Girl, look how easy we conquer them. We conquer them easy. Them dead already, lay them to rest. Them try to take everything we have, but them can't. And we not see none of them, we not know where we want. Look like we need to get them out of a garbage truck. Cause me have some garbage when I woulda loved them pick up now. I never know where we woulda survived. But none of real survivor.
Float on with the waves. You make me feel like you make me feel like you make me feel.
When you want to, tell a mission, sing up. Like you want my emphasis, spin but like a jam can't tire. Endless loving and it can't expire. I will say, Jaja never answer prayer.
You know, say, you have the loving for me body when you hold me. And if you call me, we come. Baby, me now let her go. Love is like a seed and you reap what you sow. Baby, when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter. Float on with the waves. You make me feel like you make me feel like you make me feel. Give me the fire, beg you bring that home. Me need you like a home, me need my love.
Yeah, turn on the pressure, make you getting numb. And when me blaze it up, me know you're not wrong.
Keep bad like it against the law. Light up, bright up, yes, that me want.
Grip up on my skin, me feel the clap. I'm a body, she a jaw. So me tell you raw.
Baby, when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter. Float on with the waves. You make me feel like you make me feel
Success don't come overnight. No make them know a substance over I do it for the love, me not do it for the life. No for them love likes, that don't right. Sit down on a post and a tweet all night. Sit them on social media type. While like said them they a studio a vice. Only never put them up on no flight. And me never see them a live not whole life. You miss someone now you have so much likes. I'm always still a lead for iTunes. Simple me we not ready yet. If you put the music first outside, while we there on a war and a eye. We work dance out. When you see me, yes, I see I. And every tune when me ever write. And every show where we head night. No, we not do it for the likes, for the likes, for the likes, for the likes, for the likes.
Where will we go when the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road? Mommy, me gonna start pull up in a fast car, yeah. And a fast start make you want the fast part, yeah. I know.
If somebody want hear that tune again, somebody say ra 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 ra. A Jabba talk loud and clear.
Where will we go when the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road? Mommy, me gonna start pull up in a fast car, yeah. And a fast start make you want the fast part, yeah. I know you're feeling me, you know I'm feeling you. So what now we fi do, yeah. Hey fancy, oh your heart state, now no vacancy. Last time see you on FaceTime, chatting up the place about you know my relationship. Me I go put you on lockdown, I put your body on lockdown. You got me on lock now. You got my passion on lock. Oh, if you love me, you should let me. You should let me. You should let me know. And if you don't know, better feel let me. Better feel let me. I better you let me go. Pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. Nobody deal with the bugger and talking. Me nothing know we are chilling in apartments. Hope you don't mind us.
be the man we make you shine all night. If you got a lover who can give you the charge when you're low. Tell me what's the reason why you steady blowing off my line. Trying to make you feel blessed. If you did.
This is GMGT, guys. This is where the culture lives. Just in case you guys want to send y'all voice notes, you can also send it at 347-309-5254.
Girl, I wanna talk about the things that we
I am NIVA alongside DJ TRIGS. Taking you all the way to 3 o'clock. Time now is 4 minutes to 1.
Come on, baby, make me jam.
What is on the lunch menu today? What are you cooking?
Ready? Coachy load from in a Netherland. Where the grabbers think like Ali get up on. The scheme hot today, we are the weatherman. A boy full of chat, so me a fi send a man. Coachy load from in a Netherland. Where the grabbers think like Ali get up on. Coachy load from in a Netherland. Where the grabbers think like me na net up on. The scheme hot today, we are the weatherman. A boy full of chat, so me a fi send a man. Long time now we been a plan. So it's her Clemens like the little man. Get a van, make a man drive down far. Sada the wrecker man. That's the echo when the grabber schema like Shabba Motherpot. No Wi-Fi, no then at the hot spot. So when you a look, you see from a map. Still like the rims and the Cadillac. Every rain 1 o'clock. But everybody got shot. We run ya so everybody back. We badder than everything we bad. Madder than everything we mad. Black rain fall when you see we not. Steel pan a beat like Trinidad. He must say him have the means to be criminal. 300 greet you the minimal. In a land, ones up, folks, and the Della Vega top stop, bang stop, man, them. Gala, in a 9 and in a 10. Say me never get up there again. Can me rougher than a man with rubber band. As me, so me ready back again. Peanut, oats, blame. 30 gal a mat in the crescent. King tell Sue tell Shem. 2 gal 1 time, call it a knock again. Get the oats, get the supplement. Get the nuts, get the nothing made. Blame it up, turn it to your head. Get a gal and just go get your children. Get a gal and just go get your children. Get a gal and just go get your children.
No response to your shellfish.
If a boy don't like me no care. Me no guy fi go cry nor shed a tear. Bleach out a the girl dem a penny me. Cause a me say, me enemy. Woman are my best friend. No matter what me nah left them. Woman everywhere me go so me no fret when. One gun, one band, so me get them. And if me run out a girl me go check them. Back it up, girl, bring it on the left then. Deal with the big bike like a yen. Bossy new style, let me see you set trend. Bully this so you no see the thing a extend. Takatik, bubble fi me quick. Cause the girl, what a body tick. Do no shift, me a bun a spliff. Mini skirt, mini a feeling. Takatik, bubble fi me quick. Cause the girl, what a body tick. Do no shift, me a bun a spliff.
One hand, your beauty. Tight and pretty, that a beauty. Coming like Louis V, make you Dr. Miami eyes up you. In a Versace, you go be a pretty cute. Pretty cute, you're too thick. Better say you pretty baby so kick. Fendi diaper baby feel so slick. Designer, designer. Designer, designer. Hotter than the rest, you bubble with that timer. Watch your dear body when no make a China. Designer, designer. Designer, designer. Hotter than the rest, you bubble with that timer. Watch your dear body when no make a China. Watch your flashing light, certified your star. Yeah, me get you like you are Coast Guard. Let me be your lover for a life, most part. Love it, you are my star. When you do the wine, then my eyes gone far. You have the better body than my sports car. When you bubble, people see you 1,000 miles behind Mars. I Luke Skywalker, want your number. Designer, designer. Designer, designer. Hotter than the rest, you bubble with that timer. Plus a dear body when no make a China. Designer, designer. Designer, designer. Hotter than the rest, you bubble with that timer. Plus a dear body when no make a China.
This is Sunday Mischief, guys. I am your host, NIVA, alongside my co-host. I'm about to bring them on right now. Say hello. I mean, the mic is on.
Oh, well, sorry. I say,
you gotta say which co-host.
Yeah.
I say my co-hosts, all of them.
You gotta stress that.
General.
Yeah, understand. You point a while and holy. I thought it was just she was bringing on.
No, I was just telling her make sure she mic is on before she come on, because I know she might forget.
Yeah.
Us women have to look out for each other. I mean, come on, it's only
I
right.
was waiting that.
I mean, it's only right.
Okay.
It's only right. Them men and them is really it, isn't it?
It's not about
That's why I had to come.
Yes.
Because I saw how they was treating you.
You see?
I
thought it was just me. Like, I'm telling you, every week they always coming on my back every week. I don't understand.
Again, she said.
Every week.
Again, she said.
Every week.
But when I say it was Roy. What kind of speech is that?
I didn't say nothing. I was just laughing. I didn't say that. Anyways, guys, topic right now. This one is very juicy. This one is very interesting. Brace yourself for this one.
This might trigger a few different people.
I'm triggered.
It will. It most definitely will.
You want me to start it?
Yeah. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to.
You see all your Aries like trouble. That's why he's excited.
I just want to get nobody in trouble.
No. Go ahead. So, please share personal experiences. Okay?
No, listen.
Nobody would know. Only us alone in the studio right here.
I don't have no personal experience from this, but in this time of pandemic. Right?
Oh, that's where you going?
Yeah.
That's where we going? I thought we was going somewhere else. No.
That's why we
wasn't going there,
Okay, I thought that's where we was going.
I said the man going and talk about.
Yeah, you know what?
I thought that's where we was going.
That's where you Aries want.
They're like bacchanal.
I thought he was going more bacchanal.
He was sitting like,
I know, but now we know why he was so excited.
I thought it was bacchanal.
You saw his eyes.
There's like a twinkle in there.
The heat in
he was like,
came
I like
out.
trouble. No, we're gonna switch it up.
Yeah, we're
gonna get back to that one. We're gonna get back to that one.
Let's get away.
Topic, guys. You've been in a committed relationship for years, right? Let's say 5 years plus. But your spouse family does not like you, especially said spouse mother, right? They are doing everything in their power to actually break you guys up. Do you actually stay to make things work, like just cope with whatever comes with the relationship, or you're like, you know what, I fed up, but it's time for me to exit?
TRIGS, the catchphrase is woman wicked.
woman.
Which woman are you referring to? That's what I would like to know. Which woman
the umbrella
is
of women.
So the wife is wicked, the mother is wicked, the woman in the family
as
is
long
wicked.
as your gender is woman, even if you switch from a man to a woman, you equally become wicked after that, after the surgery.
Wow. I have a non-gendered answer. I think that the spouse from that particular family, it's their job to make sure that their family respects the spouse, and that's where it begins and that's where it ends. So whether it's the man's family or it's the woman's family, it's their job to make sure that they respect their spouse.
That's
because
definitely understandable.
Your spouse, they disrespecting you too.
That's definitely understandable. But some families do not care. They don't, and especially if that said spouse had an ex that the family loved, so the family is trying everything in their power for y'all to break up, so said ex can come back into the relationship.
So what you mean, like, see how Thanksgiving is coming up,
and
the ex,
you can imagine
ex
that?
gets an invite to the table.
We spoke about that.
Yeah, Shirley, bring that potato salad over.
Turkey mashing up, potato salad mashing up, everything mashing up in the house, because I gain like a savage, I'm not having that.
First of all, why is said family member still speaking to the ex?
I mean, they could be in good cahoots.
What if they got a good vibe?
But
yes.
NIVA,
the ex. Go ahead.
Because NIVA confused people, right? From week to week.
Yes.
Her story changes, right? Because we had a.
That's why she had to get help. Right. See that?
No, we had a conversation. Exactly, I knew where we're going. Right? We had a conversation.
This one is different.
This one is different, right? And you have the woman in your living room on the plastic sofa.
This one is
different.
This one is
the Caribbean sofa and everything. Chatting it up, and your brother come in now, and you there with the ex. Now you're saying you don't want.
Yes,
you remember that? Wait, this one is actually different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is different.
No, you're the enemy. Called you out.
There's no correlation.
This one is
to
different. You want to know how it's different? This one is different because the entire family actually don't like this person.
Right, the new person.
Yes.
But you like the old person. I'm talking about you still having a
Yes.
relationship with the old person.
Yeah, boundaries
You see,
are
oh
a
yeah,
thing.
what you gotta
Yes,
say?
remember?
Hello.
Remember? Trick's sister
Yeah, drink-
was calling and
Drink your shandy.
Different explanations for different people. It depends.
What?
See, and that's why go back to your point.
That's how family come into the
Right,
the
and that's
cookout.
where you and family sometimes get into problems because they still on this vibe of, well, you know, Triggs, this one was cool, but I feel you could have did better.
Yeah.
You know, you went from the Mercedes Benz and now you're driving
Honda.
Toyota and
Honda. Come on, my guy.
Yo, so if the family, especially if she can't vibe with my sisters and stuff, I might have to reevaluate the relationship. There's something wrong with her.
But what
but
if
my
your sisters
not.
are like, yo, I liked your ex so much, now this new one, I can't let that go.
I don't think they would give her a chance. So if my sister's not liking them, it probably means that I probably shouldn't either. I trust their judgment that much.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Triggs.
Yeah, it's new.
Wow.
Triggs, so let me ask you a
It's
question,
new.
right?
That's a
Let me
crazy-
ask you-
that's
no,
a
it's
crazy
not
way to
new.
break
I'm
up
telling
with
you.
somebody,
Triggs,
yo.
Years of family?
Triggs, listen,
Yeah,
I
but
never said that it
sometimes
was
family is
new. I never said that it was new. It's the relationship has been established like over 5 years.
5
y'all been
years,
together.
and I'm
Yes.
just finding out my family
No,
don't
like
Nah, but
no, man. Day 3. They say like, yo, get rid of this one, and she's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's too many people in the world to be just trying to.
I tell you, so what you're hearing is spreadsheet Triggs.
Yeah, man.
Right? This is the
Spreadsheet
cancer coming out.
Let me break it down to
So
you.
everything's not aligned correctly.
When you open up a spreadsheet, how many lines you see? When you scroll down,
Multiple.
hundreds of thousands
yeah.
of lines.
Yeah.
And if you want more, you just open up another shit and attach
You're
it.
all spreading seeds. You have a lot of seeds to spread?
No, I'm just saying, it's not about seed spreading. It's about
Spreadsheets.
a lot of people.
It's about spreadsheets.
You all
They
have
meet
to
some
seeds to
columns and
spread.
rows.
A lot of people meet someone,
Cells.
and you can tell that they're not the right person, and you still try to make it work. I've seen people marry someone who they know that's not right for them, right?
But okay,
And
to your point, is that based off of the family's energy or you and that person's dynamic?
It could be both.
Right.
It could be both.
But what if it's not both? And I think that's where boundaries come in.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you have some families, like you said, you know family for years. Family do things that aren't okay, and they have opinions sometimes that aren't okay.
True.
And they could come into your relationship and be like, well, we don't like this person, and you mash up your relationship because family have toxic ways. But that could have been a good relationship for you.
I trust my family's judgment, man. That's all.
So, all right,
wow.
so for everybody checking in through
That's why
Mixcloud,
that's why you
IG,
do not have a
or
healthy
whatever,
relationship
the
right now.
topic we're
You have one?
discussing.
Don't get
worry
me
about
started
me.
with you.
Wait.
Don't worry
All
about
right. So
Sorry.
to make sure everybody on the same page, the topic we're discussing is you've been dating somebody for 5 years. Holidays are coming up. This Thursday is Thanksgiving. And every time you guys go to these family functions, there's a tension in the air. And your family doesn't take to them. Right? And whether it be subtle stuff where your girl's trying her best to bring her oxtails and it's like, I find Tiffany used to make better oxtails than the ones here. Whoa. You know.
When you bring oxtail into the equation.
So after a while, your family try to sit you down for intervention and say, yo, you know what, Triggs, this one, throw this one back. This fish you catch is no good. Throw this back. What are you doing? Or should you even listen? That's the question.
Right.
Should you even listen?
Because you guys have to remember, at the end of the day, you're in the relationship. Your happiness is at stake. So you're willing to risk your happiness just to please what your family wants. They don't know what you like that.
It's two things, right? They're entitled to their opinion, right?
True.
But I'm talking about if this causes drama between everyone, right? And this new person just came into the picture or been in the picture and it's stirring up a whole bunch of drama for the entire family.
But
For no fault of their
though.
exactly.
It's
No
not for
fault of
no
their own.
reason.
This person just show up.
Yes.
They didn't cause no drama.
No,
they
nothing.
It's
They're
the
innocent
family
in this?
thing.
Yes.
They have to do something for the
But-
family.
but that's
so you're
the-
telling me the family example that we have is just an ignorant family?
Yes,
with
it's
no
just,
other-
it's just
I can't relate to that, right?
I can relate to that on both sides. I'm a girl who has I'm still talking to different family members for people that I've dated in the past, but boundaries are a thing. I don't show up at Thanksgiving. I don't hang out with these family members when there is somebody who is in the picture for that particular person. I maintain my relationship with those family members and I keep it there. I don't show up at family functions, things like that. And on the flip side, I have been in a relationship where family come and try to mash it up for their own personal gain.
Exactly.
Wow.
Regardless of where I come from or how I came into the situation, and I find out later that they did this with every girlfriend that this person had.
Wow.
It's like a control thing too.
Yes.
I've never had that experience.
I mean, I've seen different examples of it where it's just like your family sometimes may have an idea of what your life should look like.
Yeah.
And because you're going down a different road, they're throwing obstacles in your way or telling you you're moving wrong. And it's just based on their own impression of how you should live your life.
And you also think about the fact that like, when this originally started, she said to your spouse. And so at the end of the day, if this is your spouse, that's your family. Your natural family is now your extended family. Your spouse is your family. You're talking about throwing out your family. That is your family. That should be the person that's prioritized in the situation, not your natural family who, as you stated, they have an opinion and their opinion is valid for whatever reason because that's how they feel, but that shouldn't dictate how you decide how you're going to move in your marriage or your relationship if it's been established 5 years and on. If you're going to mash it up yourself, it should be because something is wrong within that relationship, not because somebody else says that something is wrong.
Exactly. It doesn't even, I'm not sacrificing my happiness to please no family. At the end of the day, I'm not doing that. Yes, family is family, but my peace and everything else matters to me. So your opinion do matter. It depends on what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's between me and my said partner.
So I'm gonna get to some of the comments. Shelly Thunder says, I agree. Dump them immediately.
What?
Don't prolong the inevitable. So it sounds like she's agreeing with Triggs.
Yes. Wow. Immediate removal.
Miss Elray says, your family isn't going to be able to see the dynamic between yourself and that person. How would you allow them to dictate who provides value to your life? Plus, your family's experience with the person is different than what you're experiencing.
That's true. That's true.
So, X is Black, damn, this is really a split topic. X is Black says, listen to the family. She said, 20 years ago, my son's paternal grandmother said, go the other way. And I didn't listen. Love my son, but I should have listened. That's kind of crazy though. My son's paternal grandmother. So it sounds like the moms of the son actually told her find an exit quick.
Right.
That's a whole different topic right there.
Yeah,
I would definitely listen.
If your family, that's crazy.
If they family tell you,
I would definitely listen.
I think you should do.
Facts. I would listen. I'm like, ooh, I'm out.
But then you might have some, like you said, some ulterior motives.
Yeah.
So they trying to get rid of you so that they can bring back the past.
Sure.
So it's like you got to take that also with a grain of salt. But it's very interesting, especially for a mother to go against her son or her children, to tell the new person coming in, there's the door, find it fast and get out. Like that right there. Would you even tell your partner though?
No, I would not tell them.
Yeah, that the mom is like, yo, your mom said you're problematic.
I would not. I literally will, even if there's nothing wrong in our relationship, I would literally make some situation up in my head and say, yo, listen, this and such and such and such. Even if I know for a fact that you're not cheating on me, I will create a whole story in my mind.
I have a problem.
Just so we can break up. Like
being the mission of deception, this is where me and her always go wrong. Right? She finds the truth and then happens to go someplace else that veers away from the truth.
I would do that. I would actually do that just so your mom wouldn't get in trouble. Your mother telling me that basically just means that you are that woman.
That's what that means? That's what you got from that?
Yes. Your mother basically telling me that you have other women. She's telling me to get out. It doesn't make any sense because you know what? I seen Shelly, I seen Sasha, I seen Tasha last week, and yesterday I seen Mary. I dip in.
How about she just don't like you?
No, she do because we have a good relationship. That's why she's telling me.
She might know her son. If she know her son and she's like, listen, you know what? I like you, and I don't think that you deserve what's about to happen.
You're too good of a woman for my son.
I'm gonna ask y'all now. So you bring a guy home to meet your family, and the father or the uncle pulls him to the side and says,
hold on, wait, I need to play something. Go ahead, I'll listen.
And he said, listen, You seem like a good fella. You feel like a stand. You look like a stand-up guy. This ain't the place for you, Jed.
Hold on, wait. Listen to this.
She gone.
That will never happen in my family. That will never happen in my family. My family too close and too good for that. Hold on. Let me play this again. You're mad. That will never happen in my family. Period.
Too. I was thinking the same thing.
What?
Like,
My uncle. Bro, listen. My uncle or whoever will come. Bro, let's go play some dominoes. Let's go this. Let's go that. Tomorrow I can bring Harry, and they will do the same thing with Harry. None of my family telling nobody, especially my mother. Listen, nobody is telling nobody nothing.
See, but I want y'all to pay attention to this, though, right? You
How
see
it goes
how it works
both
different ways, right? I want y'all to pay attention to that.
But you're speaking to the character of the person.
I am.
No. But all the uncle said was, yo, you seem.
But what she's saying is, are you crazy? Because that would never happen.
That would
because
never
of
happen in
her
my family.
character.
Yes.
Her family know how she show up. Same for my family. I very much.
So
doubt
all right, so let's
somebody
flip
would
this.
say
Let's
that to somebody
say
in my family.
you guys were problematic.
Oh yeah, then sure.
Would you? So you think your family would not have your back and tell people coming into your life the warning?
My family, right? To be very honest,
I think that's a no.
No. Speaking on this, my family, that's where I get that whatlessness from. My family is the exact same way. So I cannot say, oh, you know what? They're going to tell Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because if they tell Tom, Dick, and Harry, guess what? Back and I'll start. I telling Tom, Dick, and Harry everything, and then everybody business go just come out.
Because you're wicked.
Because I'm not taking losses by myself, bro. I am not taking losses alone. Everybody business going to come out. And especially if it's Thanksgiving, Tom, Dick, Harry, everybody. I'm telling everybody, yo, your uncle,
Could you imagine going to these family
functions?
functions?
Siblings, all they don't know.
Because you're wicked. So she mash up your Thanksgiving.
I'm mashing up Thanksgiving.
People that eat good food and
Christmas.
I'm mashing up everything.
When you started, you said that the person is problematic now, so of course they're gonna mash up Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But in my case, I feel like if I was a problematic person, I don't know if my family would share that. But I have been in situations where the person may come off as problematic, and somebody in their family gave me a 2-finger tap.
Right. But no. What I'm saying is now on the receiving end, how would you feel, or would you want the guy you're dating to put you on to say, yo, look, I had a good time at Thanksgiving, enjoyed myself. You know, I was looking forward to the pepper pot coming for Christmas.
He was.
But I was playing dominoes with your uncle, and he just kind of said, you might want to miss Christmas. New Year's Eve too. Like, it was nice meeting you this one time, if you get what I'm saying.
But you see, there is the problem, right? If we have a conversation now after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, before the pepper pot, which would be good, the pepper pot would be sweet, right?
Where's that? You bringing pepper pot next week?
No, let me tell you something. Well, let's time out. Let me explain something to you. Don't believe Guyanese when they offer you a pepper pot.
Yeah, you never get it, son.
Thank you. As long as I'm not the only one. Like, yo,
gotten
I know mad Guyanese people, and whenever it comes up, like, I got you.
We go into pepper pot witness protection program.
Right. They go missing.
So that means you're bringing pepper pot next week?
Why are you setting yourself? No, bro.
No,
it's not a next week thing. You got to prepare for this, bro. No.
It's the
All right,
it's the whole thing.
We straying away from the topic, right? Yeah.
So the whole point is, if the person then comes to me and says, "Oh, I was playing dominoes with your uncles," and da 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 da, the conversation should be, "Why would he tell me that?" And to have a conversation about it versus, "I'm out because they said this." And that's just me coming from a maturity standpoint. Like, if you have questions, if there's a concern, why are you not having that conversation with me versus just being like, I bet I'm out. If you're really trying to do something here. Because I think that conversation will then determine if you need to leave or not.
Listen, I'm leaving, especially if I had suspicions and already in my mind. Listen, I already have it in my mind. Listen, this should have working out for me. I ready
but
to
you
bounce.
coming into the situation bad, yo.
Listen, I ready to bounce. I am I am taking that as an excuse, and I'm really actually
yo. And this is gonna be I want y'all to remember what she just said, because the next topic we about to get into is that's one of the main reasons why it's not gonna work.
She just wants a reason
we have a voice note from DJ Hurricane. This man always has an experience.
Hurricane, I hope you got your laptop fixed. Because last week, boy,
my laptop.
He said she poured sorrel in the keyboard.
Let me see if I get this right this time, and I won't have to call management. Let me see. Hold on.
Good afternoon, guys. What's going on? Yeah, I kind of had that kind of situation with my family, right? The current girl I'm with, I brought her to my family, then Nobody didn't like her, from brothers to sisters. I mean, nobody didn't like her. They bring up all kind of stories about her past. They bring up her past, how she's not this type of girl, da. And me now, I based on the person I meet now, I really didn't care about her past or where she came from, you know. I met this person, and to me it seems like the person I wanted in my life. So I keep getting to know the person, you know, and go move forward. And then everybody didn't like her. So I told my family straight up, listen, you don't like her? I told my brother and sisters, you don't like her? That's your opinion. You understand? That's the person you choose to be with right now. It's either you accept it, or you won't see me around.
Definitely Guyanese.
Any family gathering.
I believe it.
No
Guyanese people be
whatsoever.
doing that.
And it was like, okay. I even hit them a statement that, yeah, my family, but her families treat me way better than you. You understand? Her family shows me more love.
You trying to get excommunicated.
That one there hit home.
That's why I say you having toxic
My sisters and
families
brothers
sometimes.
couldn't accept that one. They say, yeah, you don't look for me. I don't even think, see if I'm alive and different stuff. And they were like, wow. And now you see, now they could like accept the fact that they see how my relationship going. Is now they accepting her. Like 2 years after, they want to accept her like she's family. I mean, I had to put my foot down and tell them, listen, no matter what you say, that ain't gonna make me change my mind. I stay with who I want to be with.
Exactly.
So I got one thing to say with that. So Hurricane, like, if they no longer put aside your food for the pepper pot, can I have yours? Does it sound like it sound like you're not getting a pepper pot this Christmas?
No. He said he put his foot down, and now 2 years later, his family came around. But if he never put his foot down, his family would have still kept on acting all type of ways.
But more importantly, he still may not get a pepper pot.
Nah, he said they accept her now. So
No, they accept her, but he may not get a pepper pot.
He don't get the pepper pot.
Right.
I believe he don't get the pepper pot.
They actually accepted, but he lost all his privileges.
So wait, let me go back to a few comments here.
You're an island
So
on
Miss
yourself.
El Ray says, I'm fighting that uncle. X is Black continues, and she was like, his mom knew I was about my business and knew her son was not. Right? Shelly Thunder says, if they're trying to get rid of you to bring back the past for any reason, leave. The fact is, that's just drama you don't need from someone you're just getting together with. Shelly Thunder, why try to force yourself into a clearly toxic family? There's like 1 billion people in China alone. Elon Musk is about to introduce us to aliens. It's options.
Jeez.
Yo.
Yes, say I traveling to Mars.
Does Mars have pepper pots?
Mars ain't got no pepper pot.
They don't got no, I don't know. I'm
Not
gonna
the
stay
way
on
my
Earth
mom
there.
make it.
I'm good with Earth there, yo.
I think there's a difference between somebody you just met and somebody that you have an established relationship
Correct.
with. I think if it's somebody that you just met, that is drama that you don't want to deal with. But if it's an established relationship and people acting this way, and the person that you're with is not sticking up for you and not telling their family that they need to stand down, then I think that you should leave.
I think it's kind of foul though. Like you meet somebody, or let's say y'all in the first year, y'all have a really good dynamic, but when the holidays come around and you visit that family, it's a disruption to what y'all been building on the whole year.
Right.
Because like Hurricane, to use Hurricane's example, when he went to go see his girl's family, treated a whole different kind of way. So it's like, do I throw out what I'm building? Because like you said, we're creating a whole new family.
Yeah.
Right.
So at some point, when we start building our own family, my old family's not going to see me as much. So I'm not going to throw the whole thing away based off of a couple of times around the year.
Right.
I'm
That's true.
seeing them, and hopefully I'm no longer living with them, because that's a whole different thing too.
Ooh,
Because
you
if
know
you're
the
living
energy.
with that family, right?
Jesus.
If you're living with that family while trying to
You
build
already
something,
know it's nothing good more than toxic. Oh yeah,
problematic.
it's gonna be so toxic. But anyways, guys, we about to go get right back into the music. DJ Triggs, you ready?
you came for? Girl, what you playing for? Come on, let me kiss that. Ooh, I know you missed that. What's wrong? Let me fix that. Twist that. Baby, tonight's the night I let you know. Baby, tonight's the night we lose control. Baby, tonight you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I'll hit you with the best stroke, freestyle in the breaststroke, till you're blowing cigarette smoke, and now the bed's broke. So what we gonna do now? Round two now. Work it out, then we cool down, cool down. Baby, tonight's the night I let you know. Baby, tonight's the night we lose control. Baby, tonight you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, I'll be
You live in this light skin love,
the best you ever had. I know it's late, baby, I can't focus. I just flew in town today and hoping that you notice. Did you notice? I just posted my landing. Wondering if the same old understanding stands. I know you got work pretty early.
What's on the menu for lunch today?
Usually you're done by 1. So baby, when I wake you up, just let me ride. Sex you back to sleep, girl. Don't say a word, no, girl, don't you talk. Just hold on tight to me, girl. Sex you back to sleep, girl. Get back. Now where you at, just drive my back. Coming through to meet ya. Oh yeah, to meet ya.
Anytime I'm in a club, right? And this song plays, I have to break the glass case. Remember that glass case from last week? Every time I'm in a club and this song plays, I have to break the glass case. I have to.
So baby, when I wake you up, just let me ride. I'ma sex you back to sleep, girl. Don't say a word, no, girl, don't you talk. Baby, just hold on tight to me, girl. Sex you back to sleep, girl. I just wanna get your attention. I really wanna be all up in your head. 'Cause what I got, you gon' wanna get some. Yeah, but girl, that's only if you ain't scared.
I have to call Trophy D. Yes, I have to. I'm sorry, baby, but it has to happen.
You just put that bottom up in the air. I'll get you hot. I know you want so well. And when I walk in, all that I want is you say, Daddy's home for me. And I know you've been waiting for this loving all day.
Yes, I've been waiting, baby. I've been waiting. This is Sunday Mischief, guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are on. Don't forget to share the live.
Innocent say I keep her check. She was all bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, I'm a wreck. Innocent say I'm keeping her check. She was all bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, I'm a wreck. Thinking in a bad way, losing your grip. Screaming at my face, baby, don't trip. Someone took a big L, I know how that felt. Looking at you sideways, party on tilt. Ooh, certain things you just can't refuse. She wanna ride me like a cruise, and I'm not trying to lose. Then you're left in the dust, unless I stuck by you. You're a sunflower. I think your love would be too much, or you'd be left in the dust, unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower. You're the sunflower.
Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no. Wish I could be there for you. Give me a reason to. Every time I'm walking out, I can hear you telling me to turn around. Fighting for my trust and you won't back down. Even if we gotta risk it all right now. I know you're scared of the unknown. You don't wanna be alone. I know I always come and go, but it's out of my control. You'll be left in the dust unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower. I think your love would be too much, but you'll be left in the dust unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower. You're the sunflower. Oh Lord. Can't wait to taste your skin. You're my baby. Oh, in these eyes. Can't wait to see your grin. Ooh, baby. Just let my love adorn you. Please, baby. Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know. You know that I adore you. Baby, these fears will always protect you, lady. In this mind, will never neglect you. Yeah, baby. Ooh, and I stay trying to break you down, but don't let that affect us. No, baby, you just gotta let my love adorn you. Let it dress you down. You gotta know, knowing I adore you. Just that, baby.
Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight. Just take it step by step. I can see it in your eyes, 'cause they never tell me lies. I can feel that body shake and the heat between your legs. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. You don't have to run. I know what you've been through. Just a simple touch and it can set you free. We don't have to rush when you're alone with me. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. You are not the single type, so maybe it's the perfect time. I'm just trying to get you high, faded off this touch. We don't need a lonely night, so baby I can make it right. You just gotta let me try to give you what you want. You've been scared of love and what it did to you.
auto tuning, zero emotion, muted emotion, pitch corrected, computed emotion. I blame it on the model bra with a Hollywood smile. Ow, stripper booty in a rack like wow. Brain like Berkeley, met her at Coachella. I went to see Jigga, she went to see Z-Trip. Perfect. I took a seat on the ice cold lawn. She handed me an ice blue, whatever. She said she wanna be a dentist really bad. She's in school paying for tuition, doing porn in the valley. At least you're working, but girl, I can't feel my face. Are we smoking anyway? She said don't let the high go to waste. But can you taste a little taste of Novocaine, baby, baby? Novocaine, baby, I want you. Me good, me long, me numb. Love me now when I'm gone, love me none. Love me none, love me none. No sexy, so sexy.
She makes the hands on the back of my neck stand up.
You ever had somebody that ever did that to you? I can't relate, sorry.
Erupt like a volcano and cover up with my love. Baby girl, you make me say, ooh, and I just can't think of anything else I'd rather do than to hear you sing. Sing my name the way you do. When we do our thing, when we do the things we do. Baby girl, you make me say, sexy love, do the things you do. Oh baby, baby, keep me strong, keep me running back to you. Oh baby, I love, making love to you. Baby girl, you know you're my sexy love.
Everybody gets high sometimes, you know. What else can we do when we're feeling low? So take a deep breath and let it go. You shouldn't be drowning on your own. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold, cold water for you. And although time may take us into different places, I will still be patient with you. And I hope you know I won't let go. I'll be your lifeline tonight. I won't let go.
The club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body.
But watch out, man, and everything me sing pan tune. When I the bedroom, stay in a bedroom. The bride have to respect the groom, and the world have to know if she send you go a moon. Some relationship done so soon, starting a May and ending a June. My wife be pretty like a flowers when you bloom, and I watch her but she no cartoon. A good woman heart fi fine, woman no fi behave like naughty swine. Man you no fi cross the line, and I your woman where the Lord design. Oh yeah yeah, any man find a wife find a good thing. Any woman not good enough, you get ring. When you respect your woman, are the best thing. And the more she find you interesting. Any man find a wife, find a good thing. Any woman not good enough, you get ring. Self-respect, girls are the best thing. And the more the man find you interesting. Acha, acha, acha. It's a discreet woman and me wife. Boys yeah.
Attention, she just I get sick of it. And your body just a jump like a rabbit. Attention, she just I get sick of it. And your body just a jump like a rabbit. She lonely and long to visit a trip. She lonely and long to visit a trip. I told me body me baby and see don't panic. He don't panic. Fine you vomit. Under the magnum tonic. Fine. But I wanna beat her up. She still don't need her love. Guess how she call up. She run through the phone and I me pop up. Get us a chat. She want you some more to sweet her up. Get all of you know see time pose and you want some more like a big shake, you know. Yes. Girl, you want love so you into your feelings. Victoria's Secret can keep it this evening. Victoria's Secret can keep it this evening. You hear about me girl on the side, and you want for war, badness you like. Your eyes get wet like the tide. Let's take it inside. It's a mood, baby. We shouldn't love for free. It's a mood, baby. A grown-up movie. It's a mood, it's a mood, it's a mood. Money and no nothing you feel great. I did love which I know we feel. Come Miami, New York, I never afraid. Look round when you're right. Make your jaw get divided. It's gonna be rough up and up, you no listen to me Riley. You just spread out. That wine you sell off. My girl get jealous. Say you make me left out. But she can't do it like you. Girl, you full ability. And she can't wine like you. Give my picture, make me see. I
can't believe.
Nothing coming out, me no good.
Are you serious right now? Don't buy it.
Some more on the life. Boy, have some girl I gonna start for your wife. Yeah.
Yo, what is this? Are you serious right now? Put your girls on check now. I can't believe, boy. Are you serious right now? Don't violate me. Seriously.
Some more on the life. Boy, have some girl I gonna start for your wife. For your yard. Them think they mean a lie. Lucky she not stab with her. And some boy, them ways can road. Half them a chase her around. Hold you up, some toe. Then I walk up with it in a crowd. Hey, no girl me can't stand no drama. Me make me girl pan a corner. Baby Mischief know them policy. After 9 o'clock she can't call me. After me no idiot, yeah. After me no idiot, yeah. She better know say after certain time don't contact.
You know see some way I play things like the ocean, yeah. When you're there better than your son, no the explosion and we make the commotion, yeah. They even dance with them, watch we have emotion. Deep and we slow down, yeah. We do it first, got them soft like lotion and we just like the ocean, You know, sister, we are create waves like the ocean, yeah. When you're there, better than your son, no the explosion, and we make the commotion, yeah. They even dance with them, watch we have emotion, deep and we slow down, yeah. We do it first, got them soft like ocean, and waves like the ocean, yeah. When I never see a phone sound, never see a phone sound strong. Never the time for rely on people to make my move, and never saw me grow up. Oh, so me hype, I know your problem is right, but if you don't have no pride, I guess anything goes. Me I live my life telling me I'm one. I used to be that little kid, now I am the grown up. Think my life did so rough, did that talent, but never have no love. So.
One time gone,
long time gone when me never have nothing. Yeah. One or two slices of bread. Be careful watch the bully beef thin cut you. Now a 10 key and me don't even know which door figure open. Me full of enemy. Everywhere me go, me have to walk with the something. Now make them stop me when me reach so far. Left mama down a yard, me a do it for her. From me born, man I rise, man I reach me star. Hey, me can't just a nigga, me no need to part. One shot, one pants, one shows, one. Let me tell you about friend. Never come into the equation right now, and me never know them. Don't see it, see a face them. Feel like me girl to breast them. Yeah. Walk past and me bless them. Who no real go late to rest them. Who no want see me rich all and who no want to see me with cars and hat. While lock me down, me find the locksmith. Chop girl, a chop quick. Them sit down and I live, no want me sang it. Them girl a wine pon the and spit. And I see them too small, me a perfect fit. Go fit them anywhere when they hurt them.
This is Sunday Mischief, guys. I am your host, NIVA, alongside all my co-hosts. I'm about to bring them on right now.
What?
Hello, everybody home?
Some people still asking if it's a recorded set.
What the hell? No, people can't just...
Trigs, I commend you. You well played today.
Thank you.
I've been bubbling in my seat the whole time.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
You're well get on today.
Just remember, the chairs of GMGT is it's not under warranty before.
You're right. I don't want no problems before I leave here.
All right, guys. The topic now is very super interesting. I really need to hear everybody's opinion on this. Why aren't marriages lasting in our generations now as our grandparents?
Because woman wicked.
I don't understand why this keeps being the answer for all the
Well,
questions.
I'm going to take the non-caveman approach and try to break this down.
The grandmothers knew how to accept more.
Wait.
Yeah.
Kareem, please come to the front.
I want to repeat it.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't that pointed.
But
that's exactly what it is.
Come and voice your opinion, because I do not want to repeat that.
Smart man.
It's all right.
Smart man.
I will speak
somebody
for him.
repeat that for the people,
I will
please?
speak for him. All right. So he's right though. He's absolutely right. So said person who will remain anonymous.
Yes.
Shouted from the side the reason the difference between our grandparents and our generation is because our grandmothers knew how to take horn.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I would like to expound on that.
Please do.
I feel like with this generation, we're focused so much on all the different options that we have out in the world. We feel like whatever we're currently committed to, we convince ourselves that we're settling. And then that's more out there.
Okay.
So instead of you trying to actually see things all the way through, whether it be ups and downs, we just immediately are walking down the aisle with a parachute on our back, announcing our vows. I feel like that's the difference between this generation.
Come on, share your views on this here.
He would like to
I
not
don't like
say Speak your truth, brother.
People make it seem like those old people that are in 50-year relationships never ever had a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
They somehow made it from year 1 to 50
Facts.
and nothing happened in
That's
between
true.
that
That is
but
a fact.
bliss.
They just knew how to control it.
Right? Yeah. No.
Was it what? That's what it was? They knew how to control it?
I don't
I wouldn't
think
say
it was a matter
control.
of
I wouldn't use the word control.
Yeah, I wouldn't use control either.
They remain committed and steadfast on their
Regardless.
journey.
Yeah, that's true.
Even through thick and
trials.
thin, outside kids.
Horns.
Yeah.
But that's
and we saying that in a way that it's only like on the men's side. I've seen unfaithful older women too.
Yes,
like
that's
in
true, of
situations
course.
where the men stayed.
We are not saints.
You know, so I just want to put that out there that it's not magic. These people actually work through it. They put in time and effort and commitment, and they was able to work through things. I think nowadays it's like, hey, you cheat, I'm out.
And you're gone because you, as Blue said, you have multiple options.
I have 10 people in my inbox hitting me up
of
right
course,
now
that are willing to take your space.
Yeah, and
but
pretty
the
much
the thing too is you just because you
All
have
right, I'm
those
out.
options, just because you have those options doesn't mean they're better options either, though.
Right, but
that's true.
Yeah, you were making a good point. It's so much stimulation at your fingertips nowadays,
Correct.
right? Like
Absolutely.
You can't. A normal person is gonna be like, all right, you ain't gonna give me what I want. This person will, and she's right here in the inbox.
Right. My thing is, I'm not married, haven't been married yet. But if I'm walking down the aisle and I feel that serious enough to commit to a person, I'm not thinking of a period of the next 5 years, the next 10 years. This is who I'm deciding is my forever.
Right.
You understand? So if this is my forever, I'm also signing up for the luggage that she's bringing into it, and I'm hoping she's also signing up for whatever I'm also bringing to this. You understand? And I feel like nowadays we pretend as if we did not see the luggage when they first came into this, but then 2 years in, 5 years in, the luggage becomes very heavy. But instead of us trying to get together to figure out how do we manage this better, it just kind of feels like it's easier just to step off.
Right. We have a comment here from Berthel. She says, my sister marriage lasted 37 years before she passed, but they know how to talk it out, like talk with the problems with each other. And she says she thinks that marriage and church goes hand in hand.
I would agree with that too.
Right. But a lot of people are getting married, and I don't think they understand the commitment it takes, right? It's like, to me, marriage is just fashionable, or people want, let's invite all these people, see us get married.
It's an event.
It's an event, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we want to show off and show, but your relationship has deep problems before you get married.
Right.
They're not going to quickly solve themselves afterwards. They're not going to solve themselves with a kid.
That's true.
Obviously, that's going to even make it even worse, right? But and a lot of I also noticed a lot of men in general don't like counseling, right? Counseling is a good tool to use to work on your relationship, right? If you have problems, you might need a third party to iron it out for you.
Right.
But a lot of people just be like, nope, I can do it myself.
But
right?
See, that's my thing, because we're so accustomed to ourselves. We've almost convinced ourselves that because we're okay just being in our own and steadfast in our own decisions, when we do come together or work with somebody and they acknowledge or even point out, you got some blind spots.
Right.
That, because I don't want to call them problems, because I want to call them blind spots. Because we're so accustomed to being by ourselves, we're not most of the time gonna critique our blind spots. We've just accepted that's who we are. But to me, that's a level of complacency or laziness. Just be like, yo, I am who I am, and that's just me.
And that's it. You take it or you leave it.
And you have to understand too, the people who are around you, who you're like, well, if I have these blind spots or whatever, my friends or my family, if they pointed out to me before or they haven't pointed out to me at all, that also means that it's not something that I need to be dealing with. But the person that you're with is so much more closer to you. So your family doesn't have to put up with you all the time. Your best friends don't have to put up with you all the time. So if you stay that way, it's not going to be an issue for them.
Right.
But it can be an issue for a lifetime
your partner.
partner.
Correct.
Right.
And I think to have your circle around you, those are key people that, to me, they should be responsible for holding you accountable.
Right.
They should have that right. They should have that privilege. And I'm gonna be honest, I gotta jump on my testosterone side here.
Okay, good. I would love to hear the rest of this sentence.
What I see a lot of times, though, when you're talking to a woman you're dating, right? A lot of the friends or the people that they keep in their circle are very superficial connections.
Right.
In the sense of, well, you know, she's always coming to the brunch and we always got to pay for her. And it's just kind of like, all right, did any of y'all kind of sit down and figure out what her situation is, or like what's going on with her, or at least bring it up to her like, yo, hey, I notice I feel like I'm being taken advantage of in this moment. What's going on with this?
I don't know.
The response I usually get from is like, I mean, I don't really want to go there, you know what I'm saying, or mess up the vibe, or it's just like, you know how she be though. No, I don't. Because to me, it just sounds like you're just accepting the bad behavior. And because to your point, I don't deal with her on a everyday basis.
I don't have to bother with
When I refresh, I can tolerate her again. But then she's not learning.
No.
But it's not only her fault, it's also I hold you accountable as well for not checking her, or at least checking in to find out, yo, what's up? Why are we always paying and you always broke?
Right.
I honestly feel like that is more an issue on the man's side than it is on the woman's side.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
We got a
Because-
game.
No, seriously, because I feel like more often than not, you'll have a guy who has mad friends who know that he do his woman dirty, he does all this kind of stuff, and nobody says anything to him about it. How many times have you been in a conversation with one of your boys? I'm not saying this you, and then I'm not saying this you. Because we want to. I don't know your mind. But you see him do something that he shouldn't be doing, and you pull him up like, yo, bro, why you just took that girl number? Like, you got your wifey at home. Like, why would you even do that?
Instead, he's actually getting ratings for doing that.
Right. So, all right, you're absolutely right. You do have men like that. However, I do not keep men like that around in my circle.
Good job.
Because part of it too is I believe iron sharpens iron. You understand?
That's Bible. Anybody know that's Bible?
Hold up.
That's Bible.
Hold up.
What? Let me hear this.
Majestic ain't your friend.
Majestic is my friend.
All right, the Majestic is very sleazy.
My man.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Yes. So now, to counteract and also defend my friend, he can also be a work in progress. That's also my responsibility too, to see if he's slipping.
This man a plaster for all.
Nudge him.
Like I said,
But am I wrong? Because
I don't think if you're saying you see him as a work in progress, my thing is as long as you're consistently trying to sharpen the iron,
correct.
Then I don't see a problem. I'm not saying you whatless. I'm not saying you whatless. I don't know your story.
We go finish.
But I'm just saying if you are worthless,
he is worthless
and you're saying that you hold your boys accountable,
he is worthless by nationality.
Because it's not just only him. It's just not only him. Where it's one of those things where like if they see me spending more time with everybody else and they be like, yo, Blue, when's the last time you hung out with your kids? If they don't call me out on it and they're just cool with me just hanging out, drinking or whatever, they not really that's not my circle. That's not my circle.
Right.
I want to tie everything back when I mentioned couples counseling. A lot of people go to couples counseling and think that's going to solve it too.
Correct.
If you individually need counseling, you can't go to couples counseling and have it work, right? You gotta fix because it's like trying to put a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
You need
it's not even that. The thing with individual counseling, which I'm also an advocate of, is if you don't know your blind spots and you get pulled into a couples counseling and that counselor is actually holding you accountable for the first time of stuff you're not comfortable with, you will feel like, yo,
he's ganging up
on you.
Right, they're ganging up on me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to go here no more because she or he don't know what he talking about.
And listen, and what's crazier is especially if that counselor is a female and she's actually agreeing with that other female. So you feel like the men will actually feel as though, well, you know what, use a woman and use a woman. Of course, you're going to see it from her side. So he will definitely feel like they are ganging on him.
That's where the blind spot comes in at. And that's why I feel like to tie it all back in, when we're accustomed dating or serial dating, we don't really know what are the correct questions to ask. You know, if you're going to possibly be my forever, yo, what is your finances looking like? Or how do you feel about kids? You know, how do you feel about certain beliefs? Are you of this kind of belief or whatever? We don't really ask those questions. And then sometimes, more importantly, like how do you deal with conflict? And it's like, you know, when you find out, what we were talking about before, you go to a family function and a topic comes up and you hear that partner you're dating say something, it's like, wait, what did you say? Right. Wait, so you don't believe in God? It's like, oh. And now you scratching your head like, how did I miss that? How did I miss this?
Because you didn't ask him the right questions.
And you're 3 years married already when you find out.
Well, that should never happen.
But it does. Let's keep it real. It does happen. Or
so
it's
this
just like,
is why you don't want to pray before dinner?
Right, or we never do.
Yeah, we never pray before dinner.
As I am a therapist, That's my job. I'm
Really?
a therapist, right? So that is my trade. And when I tell you that there are so many people who are afraid to go to therapy, it's because they don't want to see themselves. And then people always say, "Oh, it's so hard to go to therapy." It is hard. It's hard to step into the room, but it's even harder. I tell people all the time when I'm doing a consultation, the hardest part is not showing up for your first session. The hardest part is showing up to the session after you've put all your ish out on the table, and you're like, "Okay, now I'm aware that I got all of these things. I see all my blind spots now." The hard part is now having to rework and relearn because of whatever situation that you have. Your good and your bad is all learned experiences from the time that you were young to when you meet with your friends and whatever the case may be. You have to now relearn and say, okay, I did these things to protect myself. That's why I cheat, because I'm afraid to love this person so much and give them all of myself, so I cheat. Whatever the situation is, I don't want to have to do the work now to change that. It's going to be so hard to change that. And that is where a lot of people get stuck. It's not even first getting into the room. It's like, okay, I know what all of, some people could tell you all of the stuff that's wrong with them. They could tell you all their blind spots, but they don't actually want to do the work to change it.
It's a fact. Yep.
So you actually brought up a good point. So going to therapy is easy, like you mentioned. It's the investment that it takes to commit to changing something.
Yes.
And I think that's where the problem lies. We mentioned, or the original question was, why is it that the marriages of our grandparents, of our elders worked?
Patriarchy.
Right? We didn't see, to our stage director, his point was, we didn't see all the work that took place. All we knew was grandma and grandpa lived together or stayed together for 50 something years. But we forgot that my uncle had a brother who was somewhere outside, right? or mommy had a sister who is on some total other side of the country. Because a lot of us West Indians are from such close-knit families growing up, two things happened. When there was an outside child, that outside child was either listed as uncle or auntie, or was never spoken to about
or spoken
at
of.
all.
Right.
Exactly. One of the two extremes.
Until we got older, and then you started looking at your family tree and you try to figure out, wait a minute.
Or better yet, how unfortunately you find out at funerals.
Oh my God, that's how I met my cousins. That's how I met my cousins. Somebody went up to the mic and said, my father. I turned to
who are you, father? You start looking at the program and you just like,
who is this?
Exactly.
I've never seen you a day in my life.
So what has happened is the institution of marriage itself has become watered down. When you look at it, right now people are getting married for 3 different reasons. Like Triggs mentioned, one, because they got kids, and because religion says when you get kids you're supposed to be married. So some people marry because of religion, right? 2, some people get married because of money. Right? A lot of us who are in the States right now are getting married to folks because, hey, you know what? I need my papers. So here's what I'm going to do. I will marry you on the basis of we getting married for my papers, and then get stuck in a situation because here's what. I got to stay 5-10 years. By the time 10 years roll around, I'm already stuck in this relationship with you. I probably already have to, like Blue said, viscosity has to come part of the relationship, because now if you're playing the role, you have to play the role.
You gotta play house, full house.
You have to play the role somehow. It was you. We're just checking up. We're doing a family check, right? And then here's the other part. Because we are afraid, most of us, and as Blue mentioned, when a man says, "I'm getting married to you," I'm not getting married to you temporarily. I'm looking at it because it's an investment. This is my life partner. When I make that commitment to say, hey, this is the woman I'm settling down with, I have now excommunicated a lot of other women in my life.
And friends too.
So now we're married.
Sometimes family.
Guess what? I'm not looking elsewhere. So I want to put in that work.
Right.
Am I going to cheat? Maybe. Is she going to cheat? But now a man and a woman cheating is 2 different things.
Why?
Men cheat physically. Women cheat emotionally.
I hate that nonsense.
Yes.
I hate that nonsense.
But here,
men will say that because they don't really understand women. Not every woman cheat because she is emotionally attached to the other man.
So,
in an instance with me, I hope I find a man that can take my horn just as much as I will take his horn. So we can be married for 50 plus years. Just know when you boot me, I'm booting you. You may never find out.
So, all right.
You just horn for the simplest thing.
Emotional.
Right.
It will never be emotional.
What was it last week? What was it last week? The noodles weren't al dente?
Yeah, she horned.
Yeah, the
spaghetti I am breaking that
I changed the channel during the picture. Show the horn.
You find any excuse to horn.
So, but here's my question though, for y'all as ladies. When you do decide to step out, right?
AKA
are you
men.
meeting? No, I'm saying like to cheat on
Yeah,
your
your
current.
spouse.
When horn passing.
Right, when horn passing, like one, how does it even get to that point? Are you talking to somebody in the past, or are you meeting someone new?
No.
But the reason I say that is because if you're meeting someone new, you're developing and investing an emotional relationship to
emotional
build to
part.
that point. And even if you're tapping on somebody in the past, you're reinvesting that emotional attachment. That's
But
why,
it's not
to
only those
his
two
point.
ways that somebody could cheat, right? They could go to the club, hear that song play, and be like, and somebody who they was getting a nice line from, they go home with.
How
They
many?
didn't build any
How many
emotional
women actually do that?
This happens,
Girl,
and
this is
I feel
2020,
like
hello.
This is the problem that unfortunately men have, where you make the mistake of thinking that your woman wouldn't just do that. The same way that you can do it, they can do it too.
Exactly.
Also, as we get older, women's bodies, how they see sex changes. As you get past like the age of 35, biologically, you are not necessarily, you don't need the emotional bond to have sex with somebody. That's just naturally what it is. As men get older, you need the emotional bond more because your testosterone levels are going down, your estrogen levels are going up, whatever the case may be. So now you're in a situation where it's more likely that you're gonna cheat because of an emotional situation. If we're 40 years married or whatever the case may be, and you're much older, versus your wife who you're thinking, oh, she would never step out on me unless, of course, she fell in love with this person or she wanted some dick. It could be that.
Gina says, men cheat emotionally too. Y'all are over 35 now. Y'all should know better. So men do actually cheat. Men actually do cheat emotionally. I definitely believe that.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We apologize again.
Yes, my apologies.
It happens to the best
and
of
holy.
It happens to the best
took
of
me
us.
to a place.
I took it. I take it to a place.
Yes, he took me to
That
a
sounds
place.
familiar.
He took me to a place.
Yeah.
And too, I was gonna say to the original point of like, oh, because women don't know how to take harm. You know, it's a situation too where like patriarchy is a thing, misogyny is a thing, and our grandmothers had to stay in that situation because financially they couldn't leave, because they needed to be able to stay with that person because they have kids with them and they could not be able to do things for their kids if they did leave. And so it is a situation, she didn't have a choice to leave. Whereas your sister, your girlfriend, your wife now does have the ability to leave because there are laws now in place that says if you so choose to leave, not because the noodles were al dente, not because there's somebody in her inbox, but maybe she's being abused. Maybe none of her needs are being met, but she's being expected to show up in a certain type of way as a wife and a mother.
Right.
Maybe it's because this person has been stepping out on her the whole time. She's had the whole gamut of STIs. There's so many other reasons that women leave now, and not just because they didn't make a decision to say, I want to be in this relationship. And I'm speaking this as a divorced woman. So I didn't leave. I didn't go into my marriage saying, I'm gonna leave if XYZ. No, I'm a Christian and I'm a person who is very, very high principled, and I have certain standards that I have for myself. There's so many more reasons why women or why people decide to leave, because it happens to men too, that I don't think that people take into account. I think of my grandmother and my grandfather. They were married for over 50, 60 years. My grandmother's falling down at the funeral. They hadn't lived together for 40 of those. Like, I've never seen my grandparents together. But they was married.
There's no separate islands, right? Or separate countries.
I think,
no, both in Brooklyn. And my grandmother told me there were so many different things that they went through. So,
but I think that's also the key of why she also was falling over like that too.
Yeah, oh, my husband.
Because,
and then I'm like,
but I mean, for the times they were together, they might have been through so many different ups and downs that they've saw through. It's just like if you get out of a long relationship, especially if it had different roller coasters, there's a part of that person that you're taking with you on that
definitely.
breakup. So to to that example, your grandmother may have had, this is it, like a final moment, like, oh my God.
My husband,
Because there's some people, like, you're forever person, I believe, like, you're gonna have your ups and downs, but there's some people you might be like, yo, if I am upset with you, if I do want to argue, I'd rather argue and deal with you versus anyone else.
Somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, to go back to where I stand on it, I feel like a lot of times we don't know how to actually work through arguments, where it's just flat out, you A, I'm B, and we just move in this way, where it's like, well, how do we find some sort
medium.
of common
Yeah.
ground to move through this?
And then again, like in relationships as well, like we don't know when to let stuff go, especially as a woman. Like let's say for instance, we had an argument.
I'll be honest, I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah,
though.
like we
maybe
don't.
it's
Like
a Taurus
after
in me.
we already
Maybe it's a Taurus in me.
After we already solved the issue, we move past it. Then again, next week again, I do something wrong, you bring it up again.
Yeah. So all right, but hold on.
3 years later.
So wait.
Even 40 years later, you tell me about this man I need.
No. So I could get emotional because I make those same judgments. I believe there's a common thread in certain people's behavior.
That's understandable, but
Patterns,
people do
right?
change.
No. I'm saying people do change, but you also have to be patient enough to let them change.
Facts.
But one of the problems because I go through that the same way. If somebody tells me I'm gonna fix it or they apologize for that behavior, but I also notice a pattern in that behavior after we've had that conversation, I'm looking at you with the side eye like, bro, I thought we working on this right now.
Gina said, damn, Taurus men.
But see, so
listen, I ain't easy to deal with, but it's worth the investment.
And that's what it should boil down to. You should feel like your partner is worth the investment of doing the counseling if necessary, individual or couples. It should be worth the investment of dealing with the argument every single week. It should be worth the investment of walking with them while they are trying to fix whatever it is that they're fixing.
Sure.
But if both people don't feel that way, it won't matter.
Yeah.
But see, all right, you're so right. The issue I've ran into, and a lot of times I'm having these different conversations with women who have been in these relationships, and it's just kind of like, well, why are you leaving now? Why are you leaving now versus this is the same person that it was before?
Mm-hmm.
What changed? Did you think like when you had his child, he was going to be a different person? Or when you got married, he's going to be a different person? Or it was just, I knew it was just the next step in what we needed to do as far as in the relationship. But it's like, why even go to level 10 if you're problematic on 6?
Right.
You understand? And then it's just like, I'm just doing it for the kids. Like, nah, you're not.
Yo, you know how much I hate that saying, oh, I'm just here for the kids. And it's so crazy because men say that all the time.
Well, part of it, let me tell you something. One of the craziest things I've heard a man say is just like, yo, it's not about how much you love your girl, it's how much you can tolerate her. And I'm like, bro, that's so depressing, yo. That is.
You can
but
imagine.
it's you see what I'm saying? Like,
it gets on my nerves too. Like if they always complaining, right? Like, oh, the old lady this, the old lady. I'm like, yo, I'm
Why
tired
you
of
still
it.
there?
But let me
why
tell
are
you,
here? Like,
what's a toxic thing on both sides I've always heard? Yo, well, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I don't subscribe to that, bro. I'm sorry.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Right, but even me being a DJ, DJing a lot of weddings,
That's the new one.
when it's the reception time and it's people giving toast to it, you hear men that are currently married look to the guy and say, just do whatever she says, bro.
Yeah.
And that'll be peace.
True.
And I cringe.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
almost want to
what?
turn the mic down when he started talking like that, where it's like, yo, you're
This is
just
what you gotta
telling
look
him your
forward
life
to.
doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you
want to,
gotta look
yes,
forward to
man.
for the
He
next year.
basically is turning off his voice and just
But a
let
lot
her
of
go with
women
it.
want that too, though.
No, I
They
like
want
a.
that. You don't. They don't.
I
Really want
hate
that
a
in
yes man.
practice.
I hate a yes man. Tell me what it is that I'm doing wrong.
Yep.
Even if we had to argue all day, just tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because I know, like, now I may not be listening to you, but best and believe when I calm down, it's playing back in my head like, yo.
You're planting seeds.
So let me ask you this, though.
Really right.
When you
I
hear
really have a
that,
problem.
are you able to acknowledge what the person was saying?
Yes, I am.
Because there are a lot of times in that fight, when it's hot and spicy,
Things
it's a
are
lot of
just
shut
blurred
down.
out.
It's a lot of shut down.
Mhm.
But if you're not even coming back to come together to say, you know what, I do recognize I have not been doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. With me, I definitely take accountability for whenever I'm in a relationship, and I know for a fact I'm messing up. I know for a fact what I'm doing wrong. I know for a fact. So if you're in a relationship and something happened and you have a problem with it and you tell me, we may argue right then and there because like instantly the Capricorn in me would be like self-defense. Like, so you would tell me something about myself, but then I would tell you something about yourself. But then like as I calm down, I'll be like, you know what, this doesn't even make any sense. I understand what you're saying. I'll try and work on it and we could press forward.
I don't know.
And that's
I've had different experiences where
But
literally
it's maturity. Like,
no, you're right. It definitely is, but it's also a point of I feel gotta get on my misogynistic side again.
Why we gotta keep going?
Because this is
'Cause his
Sunday
name is DJ
Mischief.
Young Blue.
That's right. Because to our point, we were just talking about being held accountable, right?
Right.
men understand that if I don't do X, Y, and Z, there are consequences that also accompany them.
All right.
I feel like a lot of times when a woman makes a mistake, it seems almost like easier to shift the blame versus actually taking that accountability. And I feel like we're also responsible for that too, because as a man, we're happy wife, happy life. My wife does some foolishness to me. You know what I do? I'm gonna just go link Majestic for drinks. She has no idea. Well, she does. She yells at me or talks to me any kind of way, because I do feel like emotional abuse does happen a lot in the crib too. For men,
that's true.
They just suck it up.
Yeah, they don't speak
and
about it.
And they don't
at
even
all.
talk to their wife about it.
No.
Because first of all, they don't really feel comfortable
They might
sharing
get a
that
backlash.
emotional space with their wife to say, yo,
Yeah.
I don't like when you talk to me that way. It's
And
disrespectful.
then she might call him some words.
Right.
Throw
So
things
what
back in
he'll
his face.
do, he'll just go link up with his boys and go have a drink. And now you're dealing with potential substance abuse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's his way. And what's so interesting is the wife then starts to complain about him being outside so much.
You drink too much. You always hanging out with your boys. I would be home if you weren't, going off.
But you
And
see that right there. There's how are they able to actually see that, to say like, man, am I pleasant to be around?
Right.
That's Bible too.
And now
am I pleasant to be? But this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, that whole single AF, I hear women like proudly holding on to like,
I feel like women
Are you
are proudly
really?
holding on to that because there's been a shift in the way that we see things in the world, and that guys have been able to carry on a certain type of way, and women are like, now I could do whatever I need to do.
Exactly.
And
It's-
so y'all are
roles have been
seeing-
switched.
Yup, that's
I
what y'all are seeing.
100%
Y'all
believe
seeing
in that.
women do things that men have
Yes.
been doing for years.
No, Yes.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Okay.
But I feel like that's where a lot of that single AF comes from. And I also feel like a lot of the character stuff that you're talking about, to me, I see that as ungendered. I see it happen with men. I see it happen with women all the time, where like consistently the guy is doing something, and because the woman doesn't want to be seen as a nag or a complainer, she's not saying anything.
Right.
He may go out every weekend because he's just going out every weekend. He's going to have drinks with Majestic.
I'll be honest
and
with
she
you.
doesn't want to say anything because she's like, I don't want him to say that he's always hanging out with his friends and I'm always complaining about that, so I try to give him his space. And so she's not saying anything.
I think for me and there's other guys I know, like when you get into a relationship, and let's say y'all at the point where y'all living together, your woman and your house should represent peace.
Yes.
Right?
True.
So if you are showing up in his life to provide him peace, I guarantee you most of the time he's not going to want to be outside.
Right.
Because outside comes with a lot of conflict.
That's
It
true.
does.
That's true.
But you're assuming that the man is also showing up the right way too. What I'm saying is
No, I'm not even saying like, let's say he's a problematic person, right? And you're that woman who's just sucking it all in or whatever.
Or even if she is bringing it up and she's not sucking it all in, for him that could be a reason to also be like, well, I'm gonna stay out more, or I'm gonna start going out. But you are being problematic, and now you don't like the environment that you're in because your wife is not letting you get away with that. She's
Right.
pulling you up on being like, yo, you ain't showing up the way you should be. You don't help me with the kids. You don't do this. You don't do that. And you don't like hearing that because she's showing you your blind spots.
Right.
So now the environment is not peaceful. But it's not peaceful because you're doing problematic things.
Correct.
And she's calling you out on it.
So for that example,
Hopefully in the right way.
Well,
yeah.
That's a whole
Hopefully,
nother,
yeah. Hopefully in the right way. She's
That's a
calling
whole
you out
nother
on it.
thing.
I think the roles. So yeah, brought up some interesting points. So we're talking about how when one partner is quote unquote the nag, right? Because there are some men who are probably going to be nagging their wives, where they be like, I'm going to hang out with my girls tonight, or I'm always going out, right? That's where the element of the other person coming back in, right? Or the other person now showing up. Because if you think about it, space equals opportunity.
Yeah.
And once there's opportunity, if at home is not, like Blue said, peaceful on either side, that's where the side man comes in.
Or the side woman.
Or the side woman comes in and is talking real nice to you. Like, yeah, you deserve better, queen, or you deserve better, king, you don't need to do that.
But, right, so we said we got 2 minutes left?
Yeah.
Before we shut this down. But that's why I feel like for us now, we've got so many options. We got the DM, we got online dating, everything. Everyone is marketing themselves to this potential person. For me, it's like, yo, if I'm in a relationship with somebody,
focus on it.
We're gonna have bad times.
Yeah, you guys
You
are not
understand?
always going to be compatible. You will have problems.
But what I say to that is, I DJ. when I go out, there are sometimes a lot of opportunities to step out.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
a
thing I
fact.
have to hold on to is one, my commitment, and also we may be in a bad spot.
Right.
But I have to say to myself, one, is this impulsive decision worth throwing my whole
losing
thing
your
out?
entire happiness, regardless of, you know?
Outside of even cheating too, like, is me talking to this person this way, is it worth putting our relationship in this space? Is me deciding not to go to counseling worth me putting our relationship in this bad space? Because there's also lots of options on the other end to fix whatever the issue is now. So there's options, there's positive options and there's negative options out there. It's really which one you're gonna choose.
Gina says the lack of self-love shows up toxic in relationship in many ways. Yeah, that's definitely true.
I think we might have to continue this, let the music play for a little bit and get back to it.
So we're about to get back to the music, and then we're about to come back with some more great ideas on this topic.
Over there.
39-year-old tricks.
39-year-old
tricks.
You guys
This
make it
topic
some
right
valid.
here was very personal, so he chose to.
No. It's a lot of opinions going on.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to give everybody a time,
Okay.
and especially our new guest here.
Yes.
Okay.
We can't be talking over each other. You guys
Right.
dropping
But
some gems.
it's a very important topic.
And we should you want to continue next or move on to something else?
No, I think we can still continue. It's got legs to run.
Yeah, I got some things I need to say.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. I can tell you was just.
Yeah, because he was extremely quiet. He wasn't saying
making
ish.
bullet points. You want
All
to say one
right.
more?
Put them in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, the spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet, Ricky.
Definitely put them on the spreadsheet. All right, guys, we're about to go back to the music, and then we'll come right back to the topic.
Nobody happy, nah, nah, nah. If you don't tell no one, I ain't gonna tell no one. I know you want it, baby. I could get you la, la, la right now. I just wanna ride. So take me then, take piece of my heart. Come closer, cause I really wanna ride. Let me ride, lift it up, that's all I need. Oh, nah, nah, nah. If I give you this thing, just keep it on the low for me. Can you keep it low key? We could kiss and feel, don't kiss and tell. Say you want tell. You kiss it well. Kiss me. We could kiss and feel, don't kiss and tell. Say you want tell. You kiss it well. Kiss me.
Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina, with my Angelina. Oh me all down. Anytime when I see you for the club or the television, your body. Sure you know say the thing when you carry 50 kill somebody. You know I feel a vibe, you feel a vibe. So baby whine about me. Yeah. And I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, 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 on the low. Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand.
Yeah, me done. Do the mathematical calculation. How the girl in love with some from every nation. Some them fall in love, some catch infatuation, but the whole of them have to be a part of the equation. Yeah, man, that's it. Never give the Jamaican lock like midnight in every situation. When they come to girl, bring of them things we go up on road, boy, no pet and pamper, oh man. I ain't gotta lie. We don't say me the man. We do this for real. We don't gotta try. Ladies coming on and on and on. Tell you
the clock, I say you feel your drone. Tell you pretty, send a picture to me phone. Bubble pan the grizzly, yeah, me love it when you moan. If your man dead, pick him with a stone. If you bushy, me a travel with a comb. See me a wet, younger than a bone. Ah, no, pretty little pretty where you own. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. But them nigga your body.
I am not leaving, okay?
Yeah, say you can't bubble.
Was I on? I am definitely not leaving. Whatever the problem is, we are going to fix it, baby. I'm not leaving. It's okay. If you hunt me, that's okay. Just know you're about to receive one and maybe a few years later, but it's okay. I will forgive you and you are going to forgive me as well. Don't worry. We're going to walk through this, all right?
Wondering if I can sneak out the back. Nobody's even looking me in my eyes. When you take my hand, finish my drink, say, shall we dance? Hell yeah. You know I love you, did I ever tell you? You make it better like that. Not this party, it's got so much to say. Yeah, I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in anyway? 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. Every girl all over the world.
I'm so excited, it's already weekend. And this song, this make the girl them wine. Me no want see no girl with the phone in your hand. Put it down, free up time. Move up your waistline. Every girl all over the world. I'm so excited, it's already weekend. We keep it 100, yo, we never pretend. Can my friends and your friends them be friends? See that sky level, girl, they're whining different. Girl, I wine so different. Girl, I wine so different. Oh Lord. Girl, I wine so different. 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 See the girl, I move so different.
No, now we don't know where tomorrow might bring, but the future, the hours away. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. Yeah, so long as we talk what I want to talk, me have nothing to say. So me, I live my life today. Me, I live my life today. So everybody else, Gaza. Me love my life. Me love my life. Me love my life. So me, I live my Gaza.
Everybody cups up. For the girl my God loves. Oh Lord, I mean. Everybody cups up. Everybody cups up. Everybody cups up. For the girl my God loves. If you know what I mean. She say I the love. Yeah. Come top, feed the dogs my God. If you know what I mean. Dark shades on my white tees. Pick up my car keys. Cuban link on my Nikes. When the girls I'm see with them, so we white tees. High peas. See me and I come and make a light. Tell you right, I will be up night. You're not regular, you're like a Porsche or a kite. Tell God bless you every night. I'm a prayer. Couple million in the low bag. We still don't beat them, bud. Real boss, 6 bars, them I'm mad. Cause a nation I beat them back.
The party just start and dark believe my first no blood clot. Don't touch it browning, we're in the shorts. Oh yeah. Browning, mama tell you something. Me love off your pretty tongue ring. I be a top shelf liquor, be a drink. I grade, now me young, now me hide them. Na na na. Party just start and dark believe me frost no blood clot. Don't touch it browning, we're in the shorts. Oh yeah. Browning, mama tell you something. Me love off your pretty tongue ring. I be a top shelf liquor, be a drink. I grade, now me hide them pink. Party
pack like arena. DD just pull up with Sabrina. Gina, that I drop down the tequila. My phone just drop that I the sealer. The party no start without us. Waiting me spray on me Invictus. Girl up anytime me roll up. Tonight I girl I get fuck. Do it me I go like get me in high. Pass me a cranberry with ice.
Before we get into the next segment of the topics, I am definitely going to test my good long-time friend. I will put you to the test today.
Yeah, take man for take man for that stop shot. Jumping on my car, make me slap that a snap back. We are do we think, cause you know say me no love chat. Breast them well firm, plus the ass well fat. Gosh, you're damn hot, roll like a race track. Waistline small, me I wonder where you get that.
So for your final 5 minutes before the topic comes,
let me tell you this truth.
I want you to play only like 5 seconds of a song and then you switch. Let me see how much music you know. I go and test your music knowledge today.
If you do it, come and swear by my life, my girl, say me not gonna leave you. There I get.
Top down and I'm on the way down. We sipping any for the whole day now. She know what me want for do. I like a bit of me fire, yeah. And you know that I've been rolling round, I go around like Tyson. Go say we the fun of one night thing.
It is what it is, this some fast start. She a big old freak, it's a must that I hit. It's a hot girl summer, so you know she got it lit. Know she got it lit. Hot girl summer, so you know she got it lit. Yeah. Know she got it lit. Hot girl summer, so you know she got it lit.
Handle me, who gon' handle me? Thinking he's a player, he's a member on the team. He put in all that work, he wanna be the MVP. I told him ain't no team in me. I wanna slam fine, coming with some pork. Throw that, twerk that, take that, bounce that.
Let me see how well you know music, Trigs.
Baby, stick it, baby, move it, baby, lick it, baby, suck up on that into that. Got a hickey, baby, watch big, could've brought a Range Rover. Chain, but I spent some change on it.
Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at the head like a buffalo. You a roughneck, I'm a cutthroat. You a tough guy. That's enough jokes. Then the sun died. The night is young though. The diamond still shine. In a rough hole. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey yo, look like I'm going for a swim. Dunk on him now, I'm swimming off the rim. Bitch ain't coming off the bench. While I'm coming off the court fully drenched. Here goes some haterade, get your thirst quenched. Style doing them in this Burberry trench. These birds copy every word, every inch. But gang got the hammer and the ring.
You wanna jack it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, I'm gonna jack it up, jack it up, jack it up. You wanna jack it up, back it up,
streets anywhere we go.
back it up,
Yeah, dog them serious. Dog them no nervous. Boy, let me tell you about it. Man, we go like a Eskimo. No boy can go round we. I know so the things get me cheap. One phone call it take to make some boy wipe up her hurt and drop down. From you not stop my foot dog, me no matter how you are.
Baby just bend down, pause. 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 5 easy.
and hold me in up. Me a fi ask you, how you pretty so? You me a muggle with anywhere me go. You are the prettiest girl inna the dance. If you want, feel me say take off the glove.
Final 30 minutes into Sunday Mischief.
Baby, me tell.
I am your host NIVA alongside DJ TRIGS.
Bump on it, no flap, come climb on it, just like that. It's slide out, push it back. One man in your home, one man in your home.
Shout out to all the ladies out there that actually like a gunman.
Master. Gunman in she hole, she like that. Gunman in she hole, she like that. Gunman in she hole, gunman in she hole, gunman in she hole, she like that. I got little money in my pocket 'cause I just got paid. I could do it a little more, but I'm still irate. So now I'm stepping out to a party. Trouble when I link up with my friends and family. Man, anywhere we go, we mash it up. We rip it up, we mash it up. Girl, them a fi bubble and them a fi back it up. Everybody see me and they say me hack it up. Just live it. Tonight is your night, is your world, baby.
Oh Lord.
Why know you please me? Do what you want with me tonight. Have your way with me all night. Carry on, baby. Carry on, baby. Carry on. Wind it up, wind it up, wind it up. And when I shake it up, I shake it up, I shake it up. Oh, you like that, yeah. And when you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, I like that, yeah. And when you give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, baby.
Hold on it, yo, Rich, pull that one up from the top, man, again.
This Patrice right here. This Patrice right here is too good to play one time. This is why I want to tell somebody, son.
Tonight is your night, is your world, baby.
Just do anything you want, baby. Anything you want.
I know you please me. Do what you want with me.
No rules, no restrictions.
Have your way with me all night.
Just make your performance on point, eh?
Carry on, baby. Carry on. Carry on, baby. Carry on, carry on, carry on. Wind it up, wind it up, wind it up. And when I shake it up, I shake it up, I shake it up. Oh, you like that, yeah. And when you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, I like that, yeah.
Shout out to everybody locked in on the Mixcloud.
Baby, I like that, yeah. And when you give me all of that, when you put it on the spot, I like that.
Tell me, how you go wine like that? Tell me,
And when I'm done with him, this is what you gonna tell me.
baby, look like you want me to get a heart attack.
He ain't no as island woman. What do him?
You're whining your way set good and sit down on top. Then you bend up your back and you start push back. You give me good love. I wanna give you right back. Girl, you bend up your back and you start push back. You give me good love. I wanna give you right back. Just start push back right back till you feel it. I want you to feel it, feel it, feel it. Can you feel it?
Every time a Sagittarius come in my life, this is what I tell him.
I want to know who sent you.
This one definitely did not come from the Father above, but the man himself downstairs.
I want to know who sent you. I wanna know who put you up to this. I want to know what you're up to. Say what you're up to. Is this for real or you're playing tricks? I blocked the door to my heart, girl. How did you get here? I locked the door to my soul, girl. How did you
out to Gina. Use my favorite, baby. Use my favorite. Don't forget, guys, bad mind people can also be your friends, eh? The same one you sitting down with and laughing with every day.
Tell them stay far, far away. Tell them stay far away from me. Think we foolish and think them smart. We know them face and them description, but we don't know their heart and their intention. So keep your bad vibes far away from me. Yeah. Give me the positive vibes, we don't keep it. Keep your negative vibes, we don't need it. Keep your bad vibes far away from me. Tell them we too wise, we don't want each other see through them eyes. We can't treat me again like one time.
This is Sunday Mischief, guys. I am your host, NIVA, alongside DJ TRIGS on the ones and twos. TRIGS, I ain't gonna lie, you know. You're real. You kill it. You kill it. You mash it up there. You kill it.
I just want to shout out all the bad mind people in chat room, especially Kevin Volcanic.
Volcanic
Says-
mix my baby.
Volcanic-
He's not a bad mind.
Volcanic said that I was playing somebody else's mix and just pressing the buttons to disguise.
I am not gonna lie, you killed that 5-minute segment. That's
Wow.
probably like my best 5-minute segment I ever had, because I always test them all the time.
Thank you.
It's like you killed it.
She said that about Blue last weekend.
Yeah, she did, but
Hello.
every week she changed her mind.
Hello, this is a new week.
She goes, "You're my favorite DJ this week." On the show between the hours of 12
Right.
All right, guys, so back to the topic that we actually had earlier. Why isn't marriages lasting as long as our grandparents' marriages? If you have any voice notes, you can definitely send the voice notes to 347-309-5254. Your opinion will be greatly appreciated, as we should say. Triggs, I hardly hear you speak, so can you speak on the topic?
Right, I did speak on it. We had a couple of examples.
Bring it to your spreadsheet already.
I wanted to bring something up about the older couples, right?
Yeah.
You ever been to a couple's house and they don't sleep in the same room?
Yes.
And been married for a long time?
Yes.
Separate bedrooms.
They have separate bedrooms
Separate
because
bedrooms.
after, and I've always asked, I was like, "How come you don't have the same room?" Well, he snores too much,
Yeah,
right?
I cannot sleep
And I
with a
can't
snoring
sleep.
man.
Or she's always kicking me in my back, right? Or she drool all over the place.
Always an
But
excuse.
they really have a good relationship otherwise, right? And they make everything work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that they sleep in separate bedrooms because they just can't tolerate that at night. So
Right. I cannot sleep with a snoring man, by the way. So if you was to ever get married and live together and you're snoring, best believe you're sleeping in another bedroom, I swear.
I still want to be in the
That is a reason for she to
You
horn.
rather
Yeah.
sacrifice your sleep. No.
So you would
I'm
horn
not
your
on
man.
it.
You would horn your man if he snores.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, you
That's it.
same room.
You see how they take my words and
Yeah.
flip it and switch it on
She
me?
didn't say she was
I
on
said if you're snoring, I cannot sleep in the same room with you. So you're willing to sacrifice your sleep just so you can sleep next to your spouse. Mind you, this is every night, constantly.
I'll try to fall asleep first because I really love the cuddling. That's one of my love language. Physical
Cuddling.
touch.
Are you
I
a
need
dead
it.
sleeper? Or
I
any
can
little
be.
thing
I'd be
wakes you
willing
up?
to
Did you hear the key word she said? I'd be willing.
Not me.
I need it. I need
So
it
you're
more
ready-
than
ready
I don't need
and
to hear the
willing.
song.
You
Not
gotta
me.
make some sacrifices, right?
No.
Correct. Or find some
enough-
sort of common medium
Right.
where you might have to sleep below earmuffs or plugs.
But what if something was to happen? I want to be able to hear, let's say, for instance.
You will. The earplugs, they're not. I sleep with earplugs now. My neighbor is very, very loud.
Right.
And sometimes 3 a.m, he's just deciding to play some type of music or whatever. So I sleep with earplugs now. If I needed to, I would hear an emergency.
Right.
But I could, if I needed to, I could do that with my husband because I need the cuddle more than I need to
that?
not snore.
But you
Yeah,
just
that-
bring up a good point. You said something really nice. Love language.
That's
Oh
right.
yes.
A lot of people
need
don't
that.
know their love
They don't-
language
they don't.
or communicate their love languages to each other. I didn't know about love language till a couple of years ago. Somebody
You read the
sent,
book?
Somebody sent me, and I was like, okay. Well, now I know what I like.
So let me ask you. Yeah, let me ask you this though. One, because when you read it,
It's difficult to interpret.
it's not difficult to interpret because you kind of got to figure out: is this me? I feel like I'm 1.
You could have
But on
different.
Tuesday I'm
Yeah.
5. but Wednesday I'm 3.
That is
You can have about 3 of them. You can have
Yeah.
about 3 of them.
You could probably have all of
You
them,
could have-
but your primary and your secondary.
But how
is
did you figure that out? I guess that
Well-
was my question.
Well, I like you said, like I'm a very affectionate person, right? I
So
like to
physical
cuddle,
touch.
physical touch, right? So if I'm in a situation where that other person doesn't like to cuddle and stuff like that, I find myself in the past trying to make that work. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting what I want. Right. I like to cuddle.
I can't sleep on cuddle.
Cuddle or just affection, period.
Both.
No, physical touch.
Physical touch in
is
general,
totally
right? Like
different.
just
Like some
displays
people
of
think it's just sex.
yeah,
but it's not.
but it's not. It's just like, you're on the couch, you cuddling. A lot of people be like, yo, get off of me, I'm hot, son.
Yeah,
And I'm
I'm
just
like,
so
bro,
what?
give me some space.
It's summertime and it's like 103.
I want to be on you.
Yo.
Right. I want to be on you. Yeah.
Right? And so
Ease
once
me
you
out.
once you learn that and you can communicate to somebody, look, this is what I like. What do you like? Right? Now it's up to you guys to try to make that work, right? If one person is gonna be like, you know what, I don't like cuddling, I never will, I'm never gonna try. It's not gonna. You're gonna always end up lacking something
Correct.
that you want to
Always gonna
return,
be a void.
right?
And you can go on Google to do the test.
Yes,
You
there's
can just Google the test and
I
just
didn't
do
know
it
that.
on your phone. You
Oh, yeah,
can do it on the
I
computer.
didn't do the test. I read the book.
You can read the book, but there's an assessment quiz that you can take, and it'll let you know this is your primary love
Right.
language. So, like for me, my primary love language is a tie between quality time and words of affirmation.
I was not gonna say you look like a words of affirmation kind
I
of
know I
person.
talk a lot.
Well, not even
Yo.
talking. I think it's just you just need that energy to say. You need that reciprocated in terms of
Yeah, because I
care for
try.
you.
I do that a lot, and so because it's my love language, I need it back as well.
Yeah.
So
And
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish because I definitely want to piggyback on that.
my secondary is physical touch, which is why I'll be willing to deal with the snoring because of I need the physical touch.
Right.
But you also have to understand it's the way you perceive your partner loving you, as well as on the negative side. If I'm words of affirmation and I'm with somebody who's constantly putting me down, it hurts more than it would with another person. So because I need the affirming words, if I'm talking to somebody and even if they're joking, they're constantly saying that kind of stuff, and they could do that with other people, it won't work with me because that's my love language. And for you to do the opposite hurts more than it would otherwise with somebody else who's that's not their love language.
Have you noticed that's an Aries thing, kind of partially?
Which part? Which part?
The words of affirmation.
I don't know.
I won't say Aries
mean,
thing because I do that all the time. Hello.
No,
I've heard. Let me tell you something. I've been in situations where, as a dude, I've been labeled emo.
Right.
For that same reason, where it's just kind of like, one, I'm big on giving people compliments and giving them their flowers.
Right.
And sometimes you can, men or women, like I'll acknowledge them. Period. But I've also even been labeled like, yo, why do you need to like? Why do you need somebody to always tell you you're doing good, yo?
Right.
What's up with you? Something wrong with you? And it's just kind of like, why does this have to be something wrong? Because it's literally just like, yo.
But I get frustrated because with stuff like that, be like, I just told you this yesterday. Can it carry over to today, right? Like, I just said it. Like, how much more affirmation do you need?
Right, because so to that point, it's almost like I know for me, I'm a words of affirmation kind of person, and because of my analytical mind, with me as a conversation, I need to carry that conversation and draw it out because I'm inquisitive. Right. So there is times where because I want affirmation, and because I give you affirmation, if you're not giving me back, I'm going to want to carry that conversation. So this way, it allows you the opportunity to tell me, hey, you know what? I appreciate the things that you do, or I see the good in you.
Right.
Even though you're not saying it up front, if we're having a conversation, you know what? You're right. I actually like that approach. I take that because, like Wild and Holy mentioned, there's certain things that we look for in situations in conversation that we would receive as the partner because our words of affirmation is, you can say NIVA is horrible, right?
As he does every week.
Well, yeah, because women wicked.
I stand by those
right?
words.
But if he's in a relationship with Wild and Holy and he's saying women are wicked, she's gonna take that more personally than the general statement that women are wicked. TRIGS is now saying you are wicked.
Right.
She's gonna be like, oh my God.
Right.
I don't know how to digest this.
Right.
But if it's a generalization that women are wicked, that ain't got nothing to do with me. My man loves
He's
me.
not directing it to me. So.
What's interesting to what you said, I was looking at this documentary on HBO. I think it's called Americans in Bed. And they were just going with different couples, and they were talking about levels of intimacy at different ages and different orientations. Older guy who, I want to say he was probably like 40, 45. He hit on something. He was like, yo, with most men, women sometimes get it confused that the intimacy means that they're looking for sex. And he said, just like what Trig said, I just want to touch you. I just want to be next to you. It doesn't even necessarily mean I want to act, but I want to be all up on you. And I was just like, yo, that's weird. I'm like, but he might be on to something, because I guess after a while, some men may realize like, yo, life happens. I ain't a spring chicken no more. I can't move around like how I used to. But if I had a rough day, if I come home and my lady playing my hair, like for me, it's one of those things like, yo, I like my hair to be played with. Where it's like, yo, you ask me how my day went while you playing or oiling my scalp, I melt in your hair. Where it's just kind of like, yo,
what you want?
It turned into a whole black right. You want me to cook? I do whatever you want. But it's just that simple.
You feel as though you're more vulnerable to that.
But that's what I'm looking for, because if I'm coming outside from a hard day's work, and then you're able to kind of speak my language, or to be like, yo, it's okay. That's the place, going back to the place of peace.
Yes.
Where it's just kind of like, yo, if I know you can grant me that place of peace, I'm gonna do whatever I can for my woman. Then at that point, like, cause she's the one that's able to make me whole again to go back outside and do that, deal with the craziness of the world.
Yeah, as every woman should. Every woman should actually be a comfort.
Right, it's that nurturing quality that we look for.
I know for a fact that it's not always like that, but that's how it should be. Regardless of whatever the situation is, you should like find some type of comfort, some type of peace in that person. You know for a fact you had a long day. You know for a fact when you go home, you could actually look forward to, you know what, it's alright, it's okay. When I go home, my baby gonna make me feel real better.
I've talked to different guys where it's just like, when you have rough days, you're like, I don't want to go home and tell her.
True.
How my day truly went. Like I've even, you know what's funny? I was at a gentleman's kind of like hangout, and they were talking about managing relationships. The guy actually said, you want to know one way to make your woman feel good is to go into the house with like a medium kind of mood. Not sad, but not medium. Like, cause he's like, if you come outside and you come in the house really happy, it may mess up. Yeah, it may mess up the energy in the crib. So you gotta actually greet your woman with a kind of subdued energy, and then when you're talking to her, raise it to make her feel like she's the one responsible for bringing up that energy. And I was just like,
that's witchcraft.
Yo, but
he has a point though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the reason I'm sharing this with y'all is because it's just kind of like, that's really what men sometimes have to do to kind of say like, man, I don't want my girl to feel like she can't make me as happy as somebody or whatever happened outside.
It's reinforcement.
I've heard women say, like, see their man come in and be like, why? What he's so happy about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And it's like,
but that's why he was telling us. He was like, yo, I'm gonna give y'all a gem, yo. If let's say you won some money or you had a great day at work, you know, take some time before you walk in and put the keys into the door and just kind of get real monotone. And then while you guys are talking and she says something funny or whatever, then bring the energy up to what it was before you got in the crib, so she feels like she brought that out of you. And I'm like,
right.
It's crazy how you have to trick them.
Some want to be totally responsible for your happiness. Like, happiness cannot come from anywhere else.
So there's
so somebody else can make me happy in this moment, right? But it's not another woman, right? It's just another situation.
There's a science to that though, because if you look at it, if we as men, we want our partners to make us feel great, right? I now have to, and I hate to use the word train because it's going to be viewed as bad, but I now have to teach you how to make me feel good, right? So if I walk in, like Blue was mentioning, if I walk in, I'm mellow, right? And now during our conversation, certain things that you do is making me happier. Over time, you're eventually going to realize, like, wait a minute, I can bring his spirits up by just being me, being naturally me. So if I do walk in, I'm having a really horrible day. If you notice that he comes around you, he cuddles or he snuggles up next to you, you could turn it on like that. Like, you know what? I've done this in the past. I can do it now. So that's some of the things that I know for me personally. When I'm having a crappy day and when I'm in a relationship, I'm literally coming out just laying my head on your lap. But two things is bad with that. To Blue's point, when men show that emotion, we sometimes get looked at it like
you almost feel like the level of respect starts to like slowly decrease
with the wrong woman.
Yeah, exactly.
With a toxic
with
right. But how, as the man though, how do you know when it's time to open up? Because again, to your point, the mistress of deception, I start showing
why
you that
we have to start with
because
that. I was just about to give a great comment just now, and oh my god!
Because now we show you that emotion. I was like, yo, man up.
No, I would not say that. No. Listen. I would not say that. Knowing me, if you was my man, right, and you come home from having a hard day, like you tell me, like or even you never had to tell me, I can sense it from you, mind you. Before you even come, or let's say like our conversation at lunch, it was like, yo, you know what? This and this, such and such and such and such happened. When you come home, like this is speaking from my past experiences. I would actually maybe run you a bath, light the candle, give you some rose petals, cook you dinner. We will actually sit down and have a mellow, nice time. Like just relax, no light, just light up the candle all over.
No
this is
never.
literally.
No.
Listen, this is literally
Miss Clark.
There's lots of women who do the same way. There's lots of great men out there. There are lots of good women out there who default to those kind of things. You gotta check the kids.
Miss Clark, can I ask something?
Yes.
Yes, Trace. Granted, you held him down in this situation.
Right? Cry every
My
week.
allergies. But let's say Majestic now is a repeat offender of this.
Every
3 days.
Sad?
Every 3 days.
He's
it's
sad?
like the same story.
It depends on
you're going to tell him eventually
happened.
to man up, right?
It depends on what actually triggers him. You know, like we all know Majestic is very emotional. We know that he is very emotional. But so me knowing that from the beginning, I have to expect that like all the time.
I've been his friend for what 20 years,
Yeah, it's about 20 years.
And I can see why a woman would want to bust his head sometimes, right? Because sometimes it's just like, yo,
he's not speaking your love language. he's not speaking your love language.
But what's your limit? That's what I'm trying to find out.
No, I would like with me, like the Capricorn that I have to say Capricorn because a lot of Capricorn does this. Like I love to make my spouse feel good about themselves. Even if I'm not receiving it, I love to make you feel good. I love to make you come home and smile. Like, so when you come home, I will cook for you. Literally, we don't have to, like me, I'm not really big on going out and, stuff like that nature. So I would actually make you feel good. I would run you a bath. Maybe when you come home, I'll get a bottle of wine. We can light the candles, make a nice good dinner. We could cook together. I just like to make my spouse feel good. So even if you feel like you want to cry on my shoulder every 3 days, that's okay.
So you will not get to the point though of, or let's say Majestic tells you what's really stressing him out. You also have someone who will be like in their mind, that's what broke you down today?
Everybody has their own thing though, and I feel like if it happens over and over and over, then it becomes a conversation of, have you ever thought about going to talk to somebody? It seems like you've been having a really, really rough month. And I could run all of the baths, but that's not going to change whatever it is that's consistently been having you in this space for the last month.
Right.
That's when I feel like the conversation should go there, opposed to, yo, you need to man up. You've been, you want to cry every day.
So to me telling him
that a lot though.
Yeah. So like for me telling him that, just breaking down his ego even more, he would not want to open up to me. So I wouldn't even want to instill that in him to where he cannot come to me when he have an issue, because he feel as though I'm demasculating him. Like no.
That's why I go into the side woman.
Right. I heard. Right, and that's what's so interesting too, though, where the side woman gets kind of like put in, because she can kind of sometimes, I've heard different women say they can recognize when a man's unhappy, even sometimes at work.
Right.
Where they'll look and be like, man, you look really good on that day you wear that purple tie, and you like, you know how many times I passed my wife?
And I ain't never got compliments about this
Or
time.
they be like, yo, is that DKNY thing? You smell so good when you wear that, and it's like,
is that million
but
you're
think
wearing?
about that too, about on the flip side of that, how often from the age of like 11, 12, women go outside and they're constantly complimented.
Right.
And you never get complimented at home.
Right. That's definitely true. So, guys, this has been our show. Sorry to cut it, but we got to get out of here. This has been our show. This is Sunday Mischief. I am your host, NIVA.
Shout out to Wild and Holy for coming through.
Big shout out to Wild and Holy for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I think we might have to bring her back, right?
Yeah,
you felt a little bit more. You had more backative this time around.
My back, it doesn't have that much stuff on it. You know, it doesn't have that much stuff on it on my back. But anyways, guys, this has been Sunday Mischief. I am your host, NIVA, alongside DJ TRIGS, DJ Majestic, DJ Young Blue, and also Wild and Holy. I can never remember her name, Wild and Holy. And on that note,
we'll say the word holy?
No. It's like it's not sticking in my mind.
Is that right?
And on that note, we are out.
Good music, good times.
One good thing about music, when it is
Good music, good times. Delivering the best.
GMGT big, where the culture lives. Big, vibes big, GMGT, yo, it is what it is. Smartin'.
Good music, good times. With another long stretch of today's hottest hits and your all-time favorites. Burning up your bandwidth. We are the best in entertainment online, period. Good music, good times, where the culture lives. Going live soon on Facebook, YouTube, and Mixcloud. Good music, good times, where the culture lives.
Boom, you know what I'm saying? Yo, this is Skinny Fabulous, and right now you're listening to Good Music, Good Times. Good music, good times.
Smartin'. GMGT. Good music, good times, where the culture lives. Keep it locked. Smartin' said that. Easy.
Good music, good times.
one good thing about music, when it is
Good music, good times. Delivering the best.
In the face and I rude in my ways, plus I full of attitude. Yeah. Time I reach in the place, give me room, give me space, cause right now I'm feeling good. Hey, that's why easy when I come to up my ways, come out to misbehave, come out to bubble and no gosh, come out to cause a scene, ain't letting nothing bother me, cause you see when I touch the road.
jumping like we crazy. We moving up, we body. Check out the boom, see if you can't understand me. Let me show you what I mean.